All right, let's do a cheers to the Sobeys Safeway Liquor Beer podcast.
We ride again.
I love you guys.
Careful, that cake's hot.
4, 3, 2, 1. It is all over. The Edmonton Oilers have won the Stanley Cup.
For the win. Draisaitl centers. McDavid tips it home. Game over.
Gretzky going in. Sugar trying to get back. Gretzky with his number 4.
It's the 6 o'clock and check-in. Come on, let's go.
And he scores. Leon Draisaitl.
It's the AM Nasty Big Hello.
And there it is. Seth Hyman.
Changing 100.
It's the Cool Band Red Hot Nielson Show. Let's go.
The Oilers pouring it on. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins.
Smith from behind the net, a wraparound. Horton scores! Edmonton wins!
Hernan Salas is my gaga.
Para bailar la bamba, para bailar la bamba se necesita una
Changing
poca
200.
de gracia, una poca de gracia para mi batía. Arriba y arriba, ay arriba y arriba, por ti seré, por ti seré, por ti seré. Yo no soy marinero. Yo no soy marinero, soy capitán, soy capitán, soy capitán. Everybody now. La la bamba. La la bamba.
Game 7, baby.
7.
It's gonna be juicy.
It's where I get my juice.
I walked into the party. CC to Kulak. He's got tons of room. He tees one up, and they score! The Oilers take a 2-0 lead off of a point shot from Brett Kulak, tipped in by Evander Kane.
Game 7, baby.
For the Kane. Kane, he's home free. The runway is open. The net is open, and Kane scores again.
Juicy.
7.
It's gonna be juicy. It's gonna be juicy. It's gonna be juicy.
He's a winner, Steward Skinner. Get on your feet, he can't be beat. He's a winner, Steward Skinner. Oh, what a treat! Get out your seat. The haters went silent, they've got nothing to say. Real fans are on their feet, applauding his play. He's locking it down between the pipes. He's just shutting the door every night. Other teams, they don't know what to do, so say it with me, his name is Stu. He's a winner, Steward Skinner. He's a winner, Steward Skinner.
Connor McDavid.
Let me say yeah.
Remember that name.
Let me say yeah.
Connor McDavid. Connor. McDavid. McDavid. Remember that name. Here he is. Connor McDavid. Connor McDavid. Smart move. Here he is. Beautiful. Remember that name.
No, 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 no. Connor has no limit. No, 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 no. in heaven, cause of 9 to 7. The nation in love from Gibbons to Devon. Looking to pass, deep men on the ass. Second contract, a lot of cash. Tick, 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 tack, take your time. McDavid on your team and you'll be fine. Just open your eyes and you will see it. Oil it for real, cause he has no limit.
No, 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 no. Connor has no limit. No, 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 no. Connor has no limit.
Remember that name.
When you need a vet to be a threat, you can bet he'll fill the net. He's Perry, Corey Perry. He can score, he's scary. Corey Perry, he's a prick, but you know he does the trick. He's won the heart, he's won the cup. He just keeps going, won't give up. He'll never down, the fans will shout. You around, you will find out. It's Perry, Corey Perry. He can score, he's scary. Corey Perry, he's a prick, but you know he does the trick. When you need
Good night, golden nights. It's a gentleman's sweet. Good night, golden nights. Cup and put you to sleep. You'll never be a winner, cause you can't beat Steward Skinner. Good night, golden nights. Oh, it is so sweet. Oh yeah! Pour it on! You wanna win it! Game on, yeah! Oh, baby! It's time to play with disdain. If you wanna lift the cup again, push and shove and rough up. You know Connor's gonna get the win. And yes, they lift the cup again. Got no doubt in my head. And yes, they lift the cup again. Oh man, playoffs are insane. Playoffs are insane. Rock and Rogers place. Rock and Rogers place. Connor McDavid moving in with speed. He shoots. He scores. Hop on this train and hang on. You know they got it, ain't no looking back. It's a tough road to the cup. Gotta win for in the best of sevens. And yes, they lift the cup again. Got no doubt in my head. And yes, they lift the cup again. Oh man, playoffs are insane. Playoffs are insane.
Very impressive. Taking a few years to put all this together.
It's not a one-year quest because it's so hard to get your hands on. At this stage of my life, I don't invest in green bananas. It's a lifetime quest. Just not sure if I'm going to be around long enough to see them ripen to be yellow. You can't party enough when you win that thing. It's a party machine. Party machine. That's why it's the Stanley Cup. It's hard. It's hard.
My girl wants to party all the time,
we're a dangerous team when we're rolling and we're healthy, and we are healthy.
Cup is on the line, baby, come and get it done. 16 wins, yeah, they're going on a run. Looking to advance, going deep in the dance. Hop on the bandwagon, let's hear the fans. The fans.
Special place to play, honestly. So much history, these fans. It's great to hear their sport.
Wrestling and dazzling every single night. Clubs coming out, baby, gonna be a fight. 6 games, 5 games, how about a sweep? Ticket prices, yeah, they're gonna be steep, yeah. Yeah! Come on! It's the playoffs! Crank it up! It's the playoffs! Take the cup! Let's go win the Stanley! Ooh, gotta get the cup! Let's go win the Stanley! Come on, lift it up! Let's go win the Stanley! Waited long enough. It's time. No more wait for the oil. It's the fate, yeah. Hey! Hey! Listen. First gear, second gear, third gear, go. McDavid 97, he's a one-man show. Dry saddle, Iverson, gotta love the nude. Bruce Skinner and picks need to be huge. Be huge. Be huge. They gotta squeeze a little, squeeze a little, squeeze a little more. Get the bottom 6 to find a way to score. One time, overtime, gotta find a way. Jam-packed moss pit going insane. Yeah! Yeah! Cheer a little more. It's the playoffs. Crank it up. It's the playoffs. Take the cup. Let's go win the Stanley. Ooh, gotta get the cup. Let's go win the Stanley. Come on, lift it up. Let's go win the Stanley. Waited long enough.
Beautiful morning. Thanks for joining us, old chaps. Gentlemen sweep, 'tis be upon us. A glorious morning for many in the Edmonton area, I do say.
By my time.
Do you have the time, my
yes,
man?
I do. Would you like to hear?
I'd love to hear the time right now. It's very early in the morning.
And by my pocket watch, it's 1:30 a gentleman's sweep.
Oh, well, that sounds like a perfect time.
I think so.
A perfect time to speak to young Trev over there. Young Trev, may I bother you to this morning for a win, yes?
Of course, win yes.
Win yes, indeed.
Victory
yes.
indubitably.
No doubt about it, and no doubt victory once again. Complete smashing of the Dallas Stars, and here we are. We find ourselves once again in the midst of a wonderful gentleman's show.
Wouldn't mind a spot of the old chap.
Oh, a spot of red.
So
The spot of red is coming.
The audience could take a look at your beautiful physique.
Young Trevor, do you mind pouring us a spot of the bodacious smooth red?
Oops, I dropped my hand clapper. You're going to have to bend over and get that for me in front of the camera.
Young man, I see you too have a pocket watch today, Trev. Trev, that's a wonderful watch hanging off your hip. I too see the time. 'Tis be time for a spot of wine, I guess.
I think a spot of porter, a cab sauv.
All right. Almost changed. Oh, that's a wonderful pour. That's a wonderful pour, if I do say so myself.
Jolly good. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful day for a gentleman's sweep. May I dish out the first conch of the morning for the fine folks, VR Montenegro and Grumpy Cat, who are having their own gentleman's show down in the parking lot of our fine establishment.
Ferguson's prostate as well on the way.
Fergus's prostate.
Yes,
He's on the way.
Yes.
Oh, he is on the way in. It's great to see Fergus prostate today. MB over in the chat says, "Win ya, governor. Win ya, indeed.
Indeed.
Win ya, governor." Shall we do a cheers? Shall we do cheers to a gentleman's sweep? Cheers, gentlemen. A wonderful day for a spot of red. Oh, you know that victory tastes better in the morn.
Drinking those.
Oh, we're on now, aren't we? Do you dare share that text message that was sent in from that one individual?
Yes, a very disgruntled gentleman or gentlewoman this morning texted into the show. And,
wait until you hear this, everyone.
Not since last week did they text in saying time to switch. And they said time to switch due to the fact of our first gentleman's show. That texter is back this morning. Will you be doing these ridiculous accents again for the entire show? Just a heads up, if so, then I can pass for today. Well, you know what I did there, Dusty?
Oh, please do tell.
I replied to the inquiry and I said, no, it'll be just a regular show.
to which he loved the message.
He loved the message, that silly rube.
A fool indeed.
We got you.
A jolly good time we had with that individual this morning.
It's just a drop of fun.
I see on his messages from before, I hope they lose tonight so we don't have to hear your childish gentleman's sweep show.
That's not the spirit we want to generate here.
Take your bar humbug elsewhere, please, sir.
Please.
Send in your text messages that we heard in a gentleman's voice, and we'll certainly dive into those as we work our way through the morn in the Paris Jewelers inbox. If you're looking to get yourself something shiny, dare we suggest PJ's inbox? And if you are a poor chap and you cannot afford to pay right now, you do not have to worry.
Yeah.
For you don't have to pay for 1 year at Paris Jewelers. We're coming at you this morning from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen Studio. And of course, for now and hopefully forever, the Nielson Show brought to you by our friends at South Fort Chevrolet. Fine folks, fine chaps out there. Truck month continues at least for today and tomorrow. Deals so hard that they hit harder than Evander. Oh, they hit harder than Evander Kane. Have you ever seen such a liner?
Buy a truck for Zach.
Oh, why?
Zachary
Why
Hyman, right? That was the agreement we had in place earlier in the week.
At any point last night, did you sit back and think to yourself, oh, this hits me right in the feels, knowing that Hyman would be watching this and enjoying his fellows picking up a victory on the road down in the Big D?
Might I ask you to pass me the hot take Smith? Zachary Hyman, who needs him?
Gee, my goodness. And a conch for young Jeff Skinner, I dare say.
Absolutely.
I haven't seen that champ in about a month.
A fortnight. Outstanding pace for Skinner, hey? 2 games played and 1 goal.
He is a point-producing machine. Points in a goal and an assist in just 2 games. And one of them being a victory to be last night against the Dallas Stars.
Since this is a gentleman's program today, I'd like to sportingly congratulate Wyatt Johnston for going +2 in last night's game. A very gentlemanly performance. To leave us on a positive note.
Oh, you know what? You feel good for a young man like that?
Yeah.
Round of applause for young Wyatt Johnston. I see we are almost at, what do they say here? Changing 500 on the internet video?
Yeah.
If you would not mind hitting that little thumbs up this morning, we very much appreciate it. The record is 1,000 by 7:32, which happened to be accomplished on the other morning of a gentleman's sweep.
Quite right.
So we are back once again. And it would not be a gentleman's sweep show without a little tune to get us through the morning. And shall we celebrate this gentleman's sweep?
Have you cooked up another ditty for us, Dustin Nielsen?
I cannot take all the credit for this. The AI machine looks after the music.
You punched it through the artificial intelligence machine again, you knave.
I merely put the words together, and the magic of the computer takes it from there.
Modern technology.
This is a time for a song. We play a song this morning. Let me just check the watch here. Oh, it does say. It says, time to play a sweet tune. Well, I guess that's what we shall do.
Indeed.
Hey, Dallas Stars. Go suck it.
Good night, Dallas Stars. Congrats on going this far. It just wasn't meant to be. But we say thanks for the gentleman's sweep. A gentleman's sweep is so fine. They should do it all the time. Pour me a glass of wine. A gentleman is so refined. We tip our hats and give you thanks, because 4 times you did get spanked. Sweeping like a gentleman is all you need, unless, of course, your name is Reed. Off to the cup, it is so sweet. Thanks again for the gentleman's sweep. A gentleman's sweep is so fine. They should do it all the time. Pour me a glass of wine. A gentleman is so
don't mind if I do.
refined. A gentleman's sweep is so fine. They should do it all the time. Pour me a glass of wine.
Well,
A
if you say
gentleman
so.
is so refined. We tip our hats and give you thanks because 4 times you did get spanked. We tip our hats and give you thanks because 4 times you did get spanked.
Outstanding.
Oh, we're going to be banging that one out today, aren't we?
Well, every time it mentions the word wine, we must take a sip from our cups.
It only seems fair. It only seems right.
This could get off the rails.
This show could be a little bit of a mess. Luckily, we do have an extra bottle of port just sitting over there waiting.
And a beer of the week to wash it all down with later on.
May I trouble you for some of this gentleman's
please.
spray?
And I'd like to thank Rob from the Grove, a fine gentleman, for bringing back some cologne yesterday, the Swiss Army variety, one that Jason Milne does like to
Jason Milne dabbles in this.
Yeah,
scent.
he sure does. Yes.
Oh, he's
a fine gentleman as well. So
well, I'm
careful now. Wet on the hand. Yeah, sure.
Oh, a terrific scent. A terrific scent this morning.
It clears up the nasal.
Yes, indeed. One of your messages to our inbox will get Crown Text of the Day today. You know, when a gift certificate to A&W with a Steakhouse Scene Burger is available for a limited. Oh, that smells terrific.
It's a strong scent.
That is an excellent scent this morning.
Don't get it near your wine. I tell you.
I very much look forward to putting more of that on.
Yes.
What do you think of my hair this morning, gents?
It's been matted down a bit.
I matted it down a little bit and I pulled it back.
I think it looks rather nice there,
Oh,
boss.
thank you, Trev. You, sir, you, sir, are a fine gentleman this morning.
Yes, of course. It takes one to know one.
That
So
is,
it's
that is
a hell of a
terrific.
morning.
A hell of a morning indeed. It's a fine way to summarize this morning's affair. 780-218-9999 is where you can message us this morning. And there's many of you. There's a lot of freaking text messages today. Sully texts in and says, "Good morning, you beautiful gentlemen. I extremely look forward to today's show. Cheerio, gents."
Cheerio
to you too, Sully.
Hello.
Cheerio to you, Sully. Adam in Quebec City. Bonjour, Adam in Quebec City. Salut to you and all of yours out there, you French folks. I didn't know this was possible, but I need the gentleman's sweep song hooked into my veins. See?
It's like a blood transfusion.
That's exactly what he's like.
Yes.
Grumpy Cat, who is outside right now with VR Montenegro, and I do believe we have heard that Fergie's prostate is on the way. He says, "Bah ha ha, unless your name is Reed."
Yes.
Reed Wilkins this morning, rolling over in his grave. Reed's still alive. He'll be on from 3 to 6. 3 to 6 later today.
Well, I direct you, if you missed it last night as well, with the tweet issued from Pete Blackburn.
Oh, yes, young Pete Blackburn, a clean-shaven babyface.
This West Final may have been the most purest gentleman's sweep I've ever seen in my life, he states.
He does declare.
He does declare. And I am quite looking forward to one Reed Wilkins' response to that tweet.
Well, Reed Wilkins, where are you this morning,
The purest of gentlemen's sweeps.
You know what I declare, gentlemen?
Changing 500.
Oh, changing half 1,000.
Ooh.
I do like to hear that. And it does put us on a very tremendous pace to possibly break a record once again this morning.
Indeed.
780-218-9999. That is where you can get a hold of us today. And we will get to several of your text messages. And tell your friends, if you do have friends, if you have fellow chaps like yourself who enjoy a spot of entertainment here or there and great sports talk, which we will probably get to at some point this morning.
Absolutely.
Please send them the link to EdmontonSportsTalk.com where they can listen on TuneIn, on iHeartRadio, or old-fashioned right on the website, on our audio player.
Sure, or on the old gramophone, if you
Yeah, you can do it on the gramophone as well.
We might be issuing our first text of the day winner to a picture, a photograph, if you will, of Grumpy Cat, texting in right now to 780,218-9999 of himself and VR Montenegro outside.
Oh, I did address that photo just moments ago.
It's a great photo, and I think that if there would be a text of the day issued to a photograph, this might be the day.
Brandon Not Manning texts into that inbox this morning. Says, I am properly chuffed at the thought of not having Lord Hyman available for the remainder of the contests. You and I and everyone else as well.
You are not alone.
To be frustrated is to be human.
Yeah.
And but with that being said, Connor Brown possibly returning at some point in the near future, and I would describe him as Zach Hyman light.
Did you see him pop out of that little box in the locker room to announce the lineups?
One of the funniest laughs I've had, one of the heartiest laughs I've had in years.
What a laugh. Keeping the dressing room light and gay.
Coach Knob turns around and walks away and says, Brownie, we're ready for you. And then he walks away, and I thought to myself watching the video, I said, well, where is Connor Brown? I thought he was injured. And he pops up out of a little cabinet.
I tell you.
I'd never seen anything like that. And did you see last night on social media, Leon Draisaitl? What is that on the phone? The timing of the face. The timing of the face was Zach Hyman last night. And they said, I love you, Hymes.
Yes.
And then Nuge said, I love you, Hymes. And then Corey Perry also said, I love you, Hymes.
It is a loving.
So this...
they love each other. So what's the worry?
There is no worry.
No, we are light and gay.
I would love to send a message this morning to the Florida Panthers and say hell is coming, and we're coming with you, bringing hell with us. That's what I would say.
On your telegraph.
Yes. All right, 780-218-99. May I lay out today's program?
You may.
All right, let's get into this. We'll have the morning after show coming up, a deeper dive into the game. We'll crack some packs for both the Canadian Football League and Wayne Sports Cards.
Yes.
The local Pigskin Club will be playing tonight.
Absolutely. The Edmonton Rugby Club will be going against the British Columbia Rugby Club. A sporting game of Canadian football.
A fine affair, if I do say so myself.
King's rules.
Reporter Chris, if you've ever had a gentleman as an insider, he would be your spore. He's a good old spore. Johnston will join us just after 7 this morning. We'll have your Play Alberta Early Bird Bet of the Day. May I give you one of those spoiler alerts? The play of the day today will be the Edmonton Oilers to win the Stanley Cup.
I had a thought you might be going to the horse track.
Oh, no track for me. I do my horse tracking on Sundays, not on Friday mornings. But I do like that young horse right now, Secretariat.
Yes.
I hear good things about Secretariat and the fact that he has boned every other filly along the way. Huh. And every single horse that races today comes from the spawn of Secretariat.
A real rapscallion.
Yeah. He's a real horse, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
Where are we here? Oh, the fan zone for Fans First. If you're looking for a way to save on some of your shekels, Fans First in the fan zone. That'll be coming up around 7:30. That's so good. I do say I look forward to that. We will talk about just a glorious run through the postseason thus far. To be 4 wins away from Lord Stanley's Silver Chalice and only have 4 defeats yourself. Has it ever been done?
Well, you've already captured the Clarence S. Campbell Chalice.
I used to play cards with Clarence S. Campbell.
Yes.
And I wouldn't touch him either.
Oh, yeah.
But they did. And I think that's okay.
It's all poppycock in the end.
Kind of easy trivia. 3 questions too many. Oh, look at this. Sobeys Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week. Huh. Andrew Gass from Vacay Brew will join us virtually. And he gave us 8 beers to try today.
And a gas it will be.
Dare I say it is officially beyond today.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that'll be good. And the rap for William Huff still to come. But the morning after show. And I think, what do you guys say about us running back that Goodnight Dallas Stars track?
I would need a top-up on my wine.
Yes, I second that, yes.
All right. Do we have an update on sports?
I could provide you one if you would
some
like.
Scores from last night across
absolutely.
all sports. Good job, all sport. Let's get to the update.
Right in your eye. The Edmonton Oilers are off to the Stanley Cup Finals following a 6-3 victory in Game 5 over the Dallas Stars.
First I heard.
Jeff Skinner scoring his first of the postseason in just his second challenge. Steward Skinner stopping 14 of 17 shots faced in the win. Game 1 of the finals will go little less than a fortnight here in Edmonton in a rematch of last year's with the Panthers. That'll be next Wednesday. Jalen Brunson leading the way with 32 points. The New York Knickerbockers staving off elimination 111-94 over the Indiana Pacers. Game 6 tomorrow back in Indy. The Edmonton Stingers, meanwhile, will host the 3-0 Vancouver Bandits tonight from the Expo Center. It's a game you can hear live right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Coverage starts at 7 o'clock. The Toronto Blue Jays would shut out the Oakland Athletics by a score of 12-0. Game 2 of that 4-game series will go later this evening. First pitch, 5:07. Go to the golf course.
Oh, I do love a good game with the clubs.
Second round action from the Memorial at Murfield will be getting underway later on this morning. We can tell you that it was American Benjamin Griffin topping the leaderboard as he sits 7 under.
Ben Griffin has been red hot as of late.
Through the opening round, yes. Colin Morikawa and Max Homa right behind in second, third. Nick Taylor's your low Canadian. He finished the opening round in a tie for fourth at 3 under par. And the preseason schedule in the Canadian Football League will wrap up this weekend. Tonight, it's the Elks and the British Columbia Lions from Commonwealth Stadium. Kickoff, 7:30. More hilarity and hijinks on the Nielson Show up next on Edmonton Sports Talk.
Good night, Dallas Stars. Congrats on going this far. It just wasn't meant to be. We say thanks for the gentleman's sweep. A gentleman's sweep is so fine. They should do it all the time. Pour me a glass of wine. A gentleman is so refined. We tip our hats and give you thanks, because 4 times you did get spanked. Sweeping like a gentleman is all you need, unless of course your name is Reed. Off to the cup, it is so sweet. Thanks again for the gentleman's sweep. A gentleman's sweep is so fine. They should do it all the time. Pour me a glass of wine. A gentleman is so refined. A gentleman's sweep is so fine. They should do it all the time. Pour me a glass of wine. A gentleman is so refined. We tip our hats and give you thanks, because 4 times you did get spanked. We tip our hats and give you thanks, because 4 times you did get spanked.
Spanking indeed. 4 times over, and now it is over. I remember after game 1 when people were like, they will not win this series because of the play at Steward Skinner, and I remember myself being a Boston Pizza sitting in there and I said, this series is over.
Yes.
The Edmonton Oilers will win in a gentleman's sweep.
As Tony was feeding you red onions by the bushel.
Tony and his red onions can damn well go to hell.
Yeah, you get Wally pipped.
Oh, the old Wally pip. Shall we dive into a morning after show and take a closer look at last night's affair?
Please.
If you would like anything said in a gentleman's tone, text us at 780-218-9999. And young Trevor over there, our bartender this morning, can we change 600? Would you mind?
Yes, I believe we can. Give me a second here. There we go.
Changing 100.
Whoop indeed. All right. Good morning to young Trevor over there. He'll be serving us and keeping things smooth as we work our way through the morning today. Let's get to a morning after show song, shall we? Shall we here today?
There's something happening here. The Oilers look a lot better this year. Another win, put 2 points on the board. Telling me your faith is restored. I think it's time you stop, listen, here we go. Wake up with the morning after show. This year's team's looking strong. Connor and Leon, they can't do no wrong. 6 o'clockers are losing their minds. Getting so many messages on the text line. Think it's time you stop, listen, here we go. Wake up with the morning after show.
6:39, the morning after. But 370 likes away from 1,000. The record would be 732. And young Trev, old Spore over there. Old Spore. What is the all-time record for likes on a show?
It would be 1,727.
Oh, a dubious number.
Yes.
But a number
quite
I think
steep.
that we can reach this morning. So if you are watching on YouTube this morning.
There's the spirit.
Yeah, it's the spirit to have, isn't it?
That's it. On a grand Friday morning.
On a Friday morning to turn 1,727 likes on a show. This blustering.
This
early in the
past
morning.
gentleman's show was on a Thursday, which albeit was rather nice, but on a Friday here on this show, you might be familiar with how we do things. So it should be a more of a better chance to achieve the goal that we've set prior.
Indubitably.
Indubitably.
All right, let's get to last night's hockey game. Corey Perry, an ageless wonder, scoring at let me check the time. 2:31. 2:31 into the game on the PP. Would have paid over 3-1 with our partners over at Play Alberta. Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl with the assists and the power play strikes early. Matthias Janmark. Do you know what they call Matthias Janmark? I'll give you one guess.
I'm stumped.
I knew you wouldn't get it. Young Trev, would you dare to wager a guess here on Matthias Janmark's name?
I believe, I reckon it was the janitor.
Oh, wow. Your knowledge is stupendous, Trev.
Oh, well, thank you.
This guy's a nickname wizard over there.
All right, good.
Matthias Janmark's third of the playoffs, and that was it for Jake Ottinger. Done and dusted. Done and dusted by his head coach, Peter DeBoer.
Out of sight.
What did you think of Peter DeBoer's reaction there to not only pull Jake Ottinger, but to pretty much embarrass him in front of his home fans?
Peter DeBoer was the sullen man on the bench. You could tell by his body language. He said what he had to say.
He's always very forward with his words. Not the likes of Paul Maurice.
He's no Paul Maurice,
Yeah,
but
not Paul Maurice.
he was honest in his assessment. And I, for one, cannot blame him.
How about this then? A story that'll be written about in the papers that are taken across the city on the rail line for years. Jeff Skinner. What do they say? They say from the press box to the score sheet.
Absolutely.
And he ends up scoring his first of the playoffs just a mere 58 seconds after Matthias Janmark had broken the heart of the Dallas Stars. Adam Henrique and Frederick on the assist. 3-0, the Oilers lead. And they find themselves in a mighty fine spot, they do. Jason Robertson would put one in to make it a 3-1 game. And then Rupe Hintz, I thought your ankle was sore.
Oh.
I thought your ankle is not sore enough to stop him from scoring. Interesting.
Rouge.
Interesting. And then the Dallas Stars, for a mere moment, think, we have life. We have life. Our home crowd. Tis be behind us.
Yes, Pantera bellowing and echoing through the rafters.
And then the greatest to maybe ever do it, Connor McDavid, ripping their hearts out of their chests and throwing it into the crowd on the fans and staining one of their green jerseys with the red blood of a heart. Connor McDavid, a beautiful breakaway goal. Have you ever seen anybody move faster in your life?
His speed is atrocious.
Matthias Ekholm, they call him, do you know his nickname? Do you know Ekholm's nickname? I'll give you one guess.
I'm stumped again, young knave.
Oh, wow. Your lack of knowledge
I think
on
this
his nickname.
Cabernet Sauvignon is getting to my head and making me all fussy.
Understandable. Let's go over to young Trev there. Trev, would you happen to know the nickname of one Matthias Ekholm who blocked a shot that directly led to the most important goal in the game?
Yes, Bertie told me that he is called the Viking.
Oh, he does it again.
Yes.
The old sport does it again.
Amazing.
Good day.
Very incredible. Jason Robertson would make things somewhat interesting. And then Evander Kane with a friendly bounce. A friendly bounce. I believe in the game of footy, they refer to that as an own goal.
Footy?
Footy. All right,
I'm
footy.
more privy to the cricket.
Ah, yes. Also a wonderful sport. And Kasperi Kapanen. Oh, Kapanen has done it again in the clinching game. He puts home an empty netter. And they end up winning. What would you say was the most significant moment that happened in this game?
I'll go back to his fifth of the postseason, that being Evander Kane.
Ooh.
It seemed that whenever the Stars provided a push, the Oilers had an answer for them. That would be the final push from Jason Robertson and the final answer from Evander Kane. Some people say you're lucky to be good and good to be lucky, baby.
Well, I fully respect your answer of the Evander Kane goal. I am going to go with the Connor McDavid backbreaker.
Ah, yes.
After a 3-2 hockey game, the Dallas Stars pushing.
They were pushing.
The Edmonton Oilers, I think in a very gentlemanly way, allowing them to think that they had a chance in this hockey game.
Yes.
And then Connor McDavid says, no, not in this contest. Not tonight. And he shoots off like a rocket out of a cannon.
Yes. Like
And
you
he goes
firing
in.
off your Colt.
Oh, my cold. You imagine if I pulled up? You mean this cold that we haven't brought up yet?
This old shooter.
This little thing, my 6-shooter. I challenge you to a duel.
Yeah.
What would be the most super stats from last night's hockey game, sir?
Well, I will direct you to.
I dare say we chanted anyway.
I dare say we do as well.
Did we say we should?
0, 0, 0. 0, 0, 0. 0, 0, 0. 0.
It'd be zeros across the board for Jake Ottinger, who once again had his lunch fed to him by Steward Skinner.
A terrible series.
Atrocious.
Putrid.
To the point where either his coach will certainly be removed from his position, or Jake Ottinger might say, trade me right now, as Patrick Waugh did back in the day.
There's an old saying, somebody's got to go.
Well, that's a wonderful saying. It's a wonderful saying. Oh, let's look at the stars of last night's affair. 3 stars in last night's contest. Oh, rightfully Connor McDavid. Blustering up the ice time after time again. A man on a mission, I think many would say.
Yes. Jason
Robertson, second star of the game. Nobody cares about him. And then Leon Draisaitl. Did you see Leon Draisaitl with that trophy following the affair?
He took it away with him.
Walking away.
Not to be seen again.
Down a hallway like, I believe somebody had texted in earlier to PJ's inbox, like a boss. Like a boss indeed. Leon Draisaitl, the third star of the game. What would be your choice for fourth star?
It's a very interesting query because most forwards had a point outside of Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid, who were both named 1 and 3 respectively. You're looking around the blue line. One could look at a Matthias Ekholm for coming back.
Oh, and then somebody else got back in the lineup.
Not a lot of minutes, 15:52. He had an assist. He was +2 with a pair of blocks.
A steady enough, 15:50.
But yes, I might have to lean on one Jeff Skinner.
Oh, a glorious story.
3 shots, a goal, 12 minutes and 37 seconds of ice time. Howbeit, though, his second game of the postseason. Called upon. We had a query yesterday morning on how fresh he would be coming out of the box after having not played in... I mean, multiple fortnights.
Multiple fortnights, several fortnights.
He was serviceable. He was respectable.
He will most certainly be a healthy
goal.
scratch for Connor Brown. But we'll step up in moments like this. Yeah, step in moments like this.
He can take a page out of young Troy Stetcher's book. And
what did you say, 12:36?
12:37 of respectable ice time.
12:37 of time on ice.
3 shots and a goal.
12:37, I do believe, is referred to by somebody as a baker's dozen.
And 3 body checks.
3 body checks again. That gives him 8 body chechecks on the postseason.
That's
an average of
7.
4 per game. Kapanen at 7. Wow, that guy was hitting everything in the movie.
He's a play.
Jeez, that's pretty impressive. 38th star of the game. I would like to say Pete DeBoer, but we do usually pick somebody who is on the ice. So a goaltender that does not make a save in a game that you must have. An unsteady Jake Ottinger will take home the 38th star of the game this morning for last night's affair.
The Yank.
A Yank.
He's a Yank.
A Yank getting yanked.
A Yankee.
Oh, that's a tough one. Let's go over to young Trev here. Trev, you are a very committed and dedicated fan of this hockey club.
Yes.
How are you feeling this morning?
Well, gentlemen, it's a good day. It's always a good day, and I am feeling very, very good. It's very nice to see the team I have cheered for my entire life advance to the Stanley Cup Finals for the 2nd year in a row, and here's hoping that this year they can hoist Lord Stanley, the chalice. That would be...
Oh, a chalice indeed.
That would be quite splendid. It would be. I fancy seeing Connor McDavid hoist that. So it's,
would you be out in the parade?
Yes, I would be hoisting the parade. I would be the parade leader if I could, if they offered, but I don't think they will, so that's okay. But I'm a very happy boy this morning, gentlemen.
Do you plan on attending one of these final championship affairs?
Yes, actually. I got a call from my father last night.
Oh, your father?
Yes, it's very nice. I keep in touch with him. He says... Trevor, you pick a game and I will be taking you to that game. And so it looks like I will be attending my first ever...
With your daddy?
With my daddy.
Your daddy is going to take you to a hockey game?
Yes, he
is.
is.
I can't for your daddy this morning.
Of course.
Did you hear that, Eric? Our young sport over there, you too, Trev, is going to go to a championship final affair with his daddy.
The father.
Hey, you can float in and out of different accents.
That was perfect.
It's on the table.
That was absolutely perfect. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. X-Ray J text us. Might you fine gentlemen give my wife a good conching on her birthday? Oh, look at this. Oh my God! Look at this. Let's look at this guy. Well, good morning, my gay old chaps. What a gentleman's sweep. Can I get a conch from my quadruplets who were born last July into the modern day glory of the Oilers? Tommy with the quads. First text ever to the inbox.
Love it.
Probably won't have time to send another with 4 kids, but my God, can you imagine? Can you imagine having 4 babies?
Very, very busy boy.
Beautiful anecdote.
That's incredible. If you require one of those conch blows this morning, it's 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. Trev15 texts in this morning and says, you guys are such nerds, and I absolutely love it.
Absolutely.
I'm going to be talking to people like a gentleman all dang year, you hear? All dang year. Cheerio, boys. Go Oilers. Trev15.
We've been at a listener and a viewer from Dayton, Ohio this morning who's gone into his place of business dressed as a gentleman.
No.
A Yankee in his own. Doing the bit down south.
In Dayton, Ohio.
Dayton, Ohio.
Did he send in a photo?
No.
Then he could just be lying to us.
He could.
Please, buddy, you got to send in a photo of you going into your work in Dayton, Ohio. Dayton, Ohio, I do believe the home of the Daytona 500. Dayton, Ohio, a race I did attend in 1918. All right, 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. We'll get to a few more of your text messages as we continue to work our way through our show. A fine old spore. Chris Johnston's going to join us.
Spore.
He'll be fine. I really love. That's my favorite one. That's my favorite one. All right, 780-218-9999. Jen is looking for a conch. Oh, my lady, Jen. Let me go back. The inbox is taking a good old-fashioned pounding this morning.
She had a very nice note.
Where is it? I do not see it in the inbox.
If you hit Control F,
all right,
Jen.
All right, search for Jen, and we'll see what she says on her message.
I found it.
Oh, well, you know what? Do share.
I know it's the Gentleman Sweep Show, but can I please get a conch from my husband, Barry? His birthday's today.
Very cool.
She goes on to add, Barry, you are the love of my life and my soulmate. Oh. I'm so glad we're on this journey together for the rest of our lives. Oh. I love you forever and always.
Jumped into conclusions on the rest of our lives thing because things can't change. But I would like to say
for the moment,
Barry does compete with us in our Formula One racing.
Quite right.
Yes, he's up near the top, I think. Happy birthday, you bastard. 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. I would like to issue a formal apology here this morning on the show for the messages that we will miss. Many messages. We need like a 4th or 5th or 6th person to track the messages and pass them along to us so we can read them at will.
Yeah, sure. Forward them all to young Benny and he'll read them all aloud later here in the office. One after another.
He will. Library Pat this morning to the inbox. We shall crack some packs in just a minute. I heartily support the conch for Jeffrey Bartholomew Skinner. Might I request such another conch for Steward Bartholomew Skinner. He is what the pundits may call kryptonite for those hapless stars from Dallas. A conch for Stewie Skins.
A few people down at the public house last night would say that he went supernova this series.
Supernova?
It's a play on the stars moniker.
Did you find yourself at the public house last night?
I popped in for...
I was not aware you were at the public house.
Oh. A public house.
Oh, a public house. Yeah. Not the public house.
No, not the public house.
Oh, okay. I thought you were at the public house.
I went to a public house.
Oh, I thought you were at the public house.
A round of darts and...
Sounds nice. This sounds like a jolly good old time. Shall we crack some packs this morning?
Yes.
Support the other team in town as well. Why not?
If If you see a card store on the side of the road, you think, gotta tweet it to the
Crack Pack, yeah. I'm tracking down all the young guns today. Looking for the young guns today. Looking for the young guns today.
I got me a card, it's a heck of a pull, and we're tweeting it out to the Crack Pack. I got me a canvas, it's worth about 20, so hurry up and sell it to get more money.
Oh, Crack Pack tune. You know what I pulled the other day, young sir? A Honus Wagner. I pulled a Honus Wagner, if you could believe it.
I don't.
I'm going to keep that card, and I hope in 100 years it's worth $1 million.
Oh, yes.
Some people say the card game is a fool. I refuse to believe.
You're in for a payday.
So tonight, the local football club.
Friday night football this evening, I think is the saying.
That is the saying. Friday night football this eve. Let's pull some. You can get all of this stuff at Wayne's Sports Cards. Wayne's a good young sport.
Very nice, gentlemen.
I slide on by and see Wayne and Nikki there at Wayne's Sports Cards and Corey. They're fine people.
Wow. Louis Pasagula.
Louis Pasagula. That's a gentleman.
Now that is a gentleman.
That is a gentleman's game. Trev, you have any gentlemen in your pack over there?
Of course, plenty of gentlemen. Ron Hopkins, Tom Burgess.
Tommy Burgess?
Yes.
Oh, Tommy Burgess.
Is he wearing a Winnipeg uniform or a Saskatchewan uniform?
He is donning the gold and blue.
I do not want it.
Oh,
okay.
You can turn that card aside, please, for Eric doesn't want to. Nowhere near it. I got a gentleman myself. Mike Clemens. Do you know his name? Do you know his nickname?
I do not.
You do not know the name of Mike Clemens?
Yeah, I think Trevor's batting 2 for 2 this morning.
I don't think you'll know. A happy gentleman.
Yes.
Always smiling. This
Very
man.
gleefully. Yes, very
he would
gay.
he would bounce around defenses like he was straight from a pinball machine.
A pinball machine?
Straight from a pinball machine.
One of those new finagled whatchamacallits.
Yes, I've seen a few of them down at the local
they have one at the public house.
place where you get stuff. YouTube Trev, would you know the nickname of Mike Clemens?
I do not happen to know that one.
We gave you some clues there. His name is Pinball. Pinball.
My mistake.
Not everybody can know the nickname Pinball. He's not a very popular guy.
Yeah, Ted Wall again, eh?
Ted Wall.
He shows himself
what the
again.
Hell are the odds we pulled two
crazy
Ted
old
Wall
bastard.
rookies?
Yeah.
That's insane. All right, get a few more messages in here. 780-218-9999. Swing by Wayne Sports Cards just north of the mall. It's a real nice center. In fact, I might be popping by there today myself.
In full garb.
Well, I shall be going to the Mr. Barber there today. And I'm going to walk into Mr. Barber this morning and say, please take these luscious locks down with a 3 on the side and 2.5 inches off the top.
Tim Boachman asks for a muck me a lady.
Oh. Muck me a lady tonight. How's that for you this morning, eh?
Fully charged.
780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Keep the text messages flying in. Let's get a quick update here. So our record is 1,000 likes by 7:32 in the morning. We are at 772. We got to be at 800 by 7 o'clock. And then, this is a new record-setting day here.
All bets are off.
Guys, this is a new record-setting day. So hammer the thumbs up for us if you are watching over on YouTube today. The Edmonton Oilers we're going to get into it. That's so good. Coming up around 7:45 today. A hiccup against the Kings, but have been absolutely automatic since then. They're 12-2 in their last 14 playoff games. This is one of those mid-season heaters that the team would get on, but they're doing it in the playoffs. Now they're going to run into a monster here. This is going to be an all-time series. If you're not familiar, the Edmonton Oilers and Florida Panthers contested the final last year as well.
Quite right.
And they will look to run it back this year, but with a different outcome for all of you watching this morning. changing 800. Do you mind?
Changing 100?
There's a chance we could be changing 900 by the time Old Sport here has done his sports up. A conch for all of you for putting up with us. And Conch for us or doing this shtick.
Something.
I do believe, let me check the time. And now the 7 o'clock hour has commenced. Chris Johnston on the way for Pro-Am Sport. Actually, I have details for you. We're going to get to a sports update here.
Yes.
Sport update. Our sport update coming up.
Before that, some good gentlemen stepping in to say
Fergie's prostate. Fergie's prostate. Walk over here.
Get over here.
Walk over here.
Hey, it's in front of the camera.
Fergie's prostate is wearing a skirt this morning.
Look at this.
Fergie's prostate is wearing a skirt.
Ooh.
It's a pink and blue skirt.
Look at
well, there you go. Beautiful.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I do say so
Fergie's
myself.
prostate is in
What
the
have you
house.
got in your sack
As a
for
true
us?
gentleman, he's got a sack of goodies in a Rough Riders cooler bag.
Very nice colors.
I think those are, what do we got there? A&W, a sponsor, proud sponsor of the show.
Text of the day.
Breakfast sandwich. Bacon and egg.
No cheese.
No cheese, extra bacon. What is this?
What?
What type of world do we live in? Thank you very much.
You need a frontal lobotomy, sir.
Fergie's prostate. Oh, geez, there is extra bacon in this.
This will mess with my wine intake. Yes.
He's walking over. He dressed up in this just to come and drop off. There's a lot of bacon in these.
That's a lot. That's a lot of salt.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, wanted to throw this along. Sports update brought to you by Chelsea over at Expedia Cruises. She messaged me last night. If you want to go down for games 3 and 4, she's got packages. So you got the number again?
Love it.
Bring up that number. So you would fly out. You leave Edmonton on Sunday, June 8th. You get in at 4:35 on June 8th. There's a hotel here. You stay for 5 nights. You have to get tickets to the game yourself, but you'll stay for 5 nights. You can get tickets to both games, and then you come back on Friday, June 13th. So it's a trip to Miami from Sunday, June 8th to Friday, June 13th. Flights, hotels, $2,674 for 2. So flights, hotels at like $1,300 a person. So it's $2,674 for 2, 5 nights, flights and hotels included for $2,674, 18. Do you have her number? I want to just that number out again right now.
You want it now?
If you want to get down to Florida, you should probably give Chelsea a call here. These are pretty good deals.
Here's the number.
Okay.
Take it down.
Write this number down.
This is the number. 780-970.
See?
4834. Once again, that number again. 780-970-4834.
5 nights in Florida. You'll be down there for games 3 and 4. Got to get your tickets to the game. But 5 nights in a hotel, flights for 2, there and back, $2,674 for 2.
One call and you're there.
That's it. And we're not going to be able to go, but you could go. Give Chelsea a call. Let's get the sports update. Oh, fine young fellow. Chris Johnston will join us on our Gentleman's Sweep show coming up next to recap last night's victorious triumph for the Oilers. Gentlemen's sweeping.
Old Wrench is in the chat.
Oh, Tommy Gazzola, good morning to you as well, you sweaty boy. Very sweaty boy.
Tommy of Wondering Eye.
Tommy Gazzola always checking out the scenery at Hudson's, isn't he? What a dirty dog, Tom Gazzola. Hammer the thumbs up over on YouTube. We're almost at 900. We're going to hit 900 by the time this guy's done the update. If you're on TuneIn or iHeart or at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, slide on over and hammer the thumbs up for us. If you missed the Goodnight Dallas Stars song, look at VR heading off to work. If you missed the Goodnight Dallas Stars song, we got that coming up. Then CJ is going to join us at Pro-Am Sports.
The Edmonton Oilers are off to the Stanley Cup Finals following a 6-3 Game 5 victory over the Dallas Stars. Game 1 of the finals will go Wednesday here in Edmonton in a rematch of last year's with the Panthers. Jalen Brunson leading the way with 32 points as the New York Knickerbockers staved off elimination 111-94 over the Indiana Pacers. Game 6 tomorrow, back in Indy.
I had $20 on the Knickerbockers last night.
You did?
I did.
You must be a very rich fellow this morning.
Indubitably.
Indubitably. Closer to home is the Edmonton Stingers back in action tonight from the Expo Center as they'll host the 3-0 Vancouver Bandits. It's a game you can hear live on Edmonton Sports Talk. Our coverage starts at 7 o'clock. The Toronto Blue Jays shutting out the Athletics 12-zip last night. Game 2 of that 4-game series tonight back in Toronto. First pitch, 7 minutes after 5. Second round action set to get underway from the Memorial at Murphy later this morning. Taking a look at the leaderboard through the opening round yesterday. A trio of Americans dot 1, 2, and 3 as Benjamin Griffin sits atop at 7 under. Adam Hadwin is well in the field, while Nick Taylor, the low Canadian, in a tie for 4th. He was 3 under through the opening round. Preseason will wrap up in the CFL tonight. It's the Edmonton Elks at home to the British Columbia Lions. Kickoff 7:30 from Commonwealth. Get ready for our biggest sale of the year with Princess Cruises, running June 12 to 14 only. You can access the exclusive offers during this 72-hour sale. Contact Chelsea LaBelle with Expedia Cruises in Northeast Edmonton or call 780-970-4834 to plan your next cruise vacation.
Good night, Dallas Stars. Congrats on going this far. It just wasn't meant to be. We say thanks for the gentleman's sweep. A gentleman's sweep is so fine. They should do it all the time. Pour me a glass of wine. A gentleman is so refined. We tip our hats and give you thanks, because 4 times you did get spanked. Sweeping like a gentleman is all you need, unless of course your name is Reed. Off to the cup, it is so sweet. Thanks again for the gentleman's sweep. A gentleman's sweep is so fine. They should do it all the time. Pour me a glass of wine. A gentleman is so refined. A gentleman's sweep is so fine.
7:06 on the Nielson Show. Thank you very much for being here today. It is our Gentleman's Sweep Show. Continue to text us in. We are 15 likes away from changing 900. The record is 1,000 by 732, and we're on the verge of setting an unbreakable record, I think. I'm not sure we'll, outside of them winning a Stanley Cup, I'm not sure we'll ever top 1,000 likes in like by 7:15.
Well, it is a 7-game series in which you can win a 7-game series in 5, as we know.
Yeah, okay. So another gentleman's sweep loading.
A cup.
Got a cup gentleman's sweep. My goodness. All right, 780-218-9999. Shout out to the listeners who showed up here today dressed as gentlemen as well, and were tailgating outside during the show today. I like this one. Pat in the county says, 1,300 in this economy? It can't be. She must be a witch to acquire that price. Get the pitchforks, I say. Chelsea LaBelle from Expedia Cruises. She's a witch.
She's a witch.
You can't be selling trips to Florida for 5 nights with hotels for $2,600 for 2 people, please. All right, Chris Johnston's like, what the hell am I stepping into this one? You know what he's stepping into? He's stepping into a gentleman's show. That's what he's stepping into.
He's a
Brought to you by Pro-Am Sports, your locally owned sports memorabilia and apparel specialists. Look at this.
Yeah.
Stanley Cup Final jersey patches and pucks, along with Western Conference Championship pucks, are expected by Game 1. Pre-order today, in-store or online. You can do the pre-order of this online as well. Located in Edmonton, the corner of St. Albert Trail, 128th Ave, or online at proamsports.ca. And dare I say, the Cooks and Boys, good sports. Good sports for them this morning. This is great business for them right now. Terrific. All right, for Pro Am Sports, let's bring in Chris Johnston this morning. Chris, we apologize for you having to walk into the middle of our gentleman's show, but how are you doing today?
I'm wondering what's in my morning coffee. Like what's going on right now?
Hey, today it can be whatever you want in your coffee, Chris. It's a gentleman's celebration here. A gentleman's celebration. All right, look, man, let's get to it. I mean, the Edmonton Oilers, they lose that first game. They win the next 4 games. And I'm not going to say they were all like super duper convincing victories, but they won the next 4 games all by 3 goals or more, including last night.
and just a devastating start for Dallas. Were you expecting them in any way to be able to recover from what happened in the first 10 minutes of that hockey game?
Watching it, no. You never know in the playoffs, and Dallas actually was a team that came back a few times in notable fashion during this playoffs. Obviously, game 1 of the series against Edmonton, but game 7 in the first round. But the way the Oilers are going right now, it felt like they jumped on them. Obviously, the whole Ottinger debacle was a factor
It's a great
in
way
the
to
way
describe
things
it,
went.
man.
And so when I saw him out of the game after 6 minutes or whatever it was, the way Edmonton was playing, it was pretty safe to be moving around all my travel plans for a Wednesday start to the Cup Final rather than next Saturday, which it would have been if the series went longer. So I felt pretty confident in that. And the Oilers, it's been a weird playoffs in some ways. Obviously, it's hard to remember now, but those 2 losses to LA out of the gate and some questions about if a team was going to be healthy enough, how it was all going to fit together. But we arrive here now at the Stanley Cup Final, and they look like a wagon. They look kind of like a team of destiny, a team that is very, very focused. I mean, I loved everything I saw and heard from Edmonton post-game. I tried to watch a lot of it last night, and they just, it just feels like it's their time to get the job done, and now they got to go out and execute.
It's all business right now. And we'll set up the series against Florida here in just a second. But you're right. I mean, they lost the first 2 against Los Angeles, and it wasn't looking good. Since then, they are 12-2. And the losses were Draisaitl put one into his own net with 0.4 seconds left and a penalty kill implosion at the beginning of this series, and that's it. I mean, they've been outstanding. You mentioned the Ottinger debacle, I believe is how you described it. What did you think of DeBoer's handling of all of that? And I mean, in the end, I guess it didn't end up being the right call, but I'm not sure if it would have changed anything if he stayed in. But what did you think of how that all went down?
Well, part of what I'm here usually to do is tell you the story behind the story. I don't know the story here, but it just feels like more than one decision in that game, right?
Yeah.
Like it's just such a puzzling move with a player who's just signed an 8-year contract. I'm not saying Pete DeBoer is worried about everyone's cap sheet when he gets into a big game like that with his team season on the line. But, obviously Ottinger is clearly a huge part of the Stars' present and the future, was frankly a big reason why they managed to get through those first 2 rounds. I mean, if you look at why this team isn't playing any more games after last night, it's because they don't score enough. And the 2 goals that Ottinger gave up, I think we would, I don't know where all the high danger people scoring at home go, but I mean, those are 2 chances that I think most goaltenders in the league would give up, and credit to the Oilers players for creating them and finishing them. But, I just didn't see a goalie. It wasn't like he let one in from center. And I don't know how you can sit there and believe you had a better chance to win the game with Casey DeSmith, who I'm not trying to catch with a stray bullet here in this analysis, but it just seemed perplexing. It's only 2-0. I mean, as much as I just said to you that I felt pretty good about the Oilers' chances at that point, coming back from a 2-goal lead in 55 minutes with the kind of scores, if Mikko Rantanen wakes up, we've seen it. He can score 3 goals on his own in that game. So it's a very strange decision. Obviously, DeBoer doubled down on it post-game with reporters, which, to be fair, I don't know what you can say to salvage it at that point. Your season's just ended. Everyone's coming into that media room with pitchforks. Like I'm curious to see, I guess, where it goes from here, but it's the sort of moment that feels like it could have longer ranging, repercussions. How does he rebuild things with the goalie? What's his own future in Dallas look like? I mean, it's crazy to think a coach could ever be fired after back-to-back trips to the conference final, no matter what goes on. But it just feels like there's going to be a lot to repair out of that moment. And it was very strange watching it from afar, like not being, maybe if I covered the Stars every day, I would say, yeah, this was coming, but I didn't see it coming from my couch last night.
And just getting back to your comments earlier as well, like we watched this Oilers team day in, day out. It seems like, and aside from those losses to the Kings and the loss to the Stars early, it seemed in this series specifically, there was always an answer. They had an answer for whatever Dallas would throw at them. If Dallas pushed back, they would answer back quickly. The individual battles we saw, we've talked about, I've always said, they probably have the best story or will to want to win out of all the teams in this tournament. Even injuries. I mean, Ekholm comes back, Stetcher's out, Skinner's in, Hyman's out. It just seems anything they do, Knobloch makes the decision, everything's clicking. So going in now to a cup final against the Panthers, who we all view as the stiffest test, obviously, perhaps maybe the one to give them some sort of trouble. But I just don't see that. Like, I know we started the season here and some moves made in the offseason. Some people may have argued this is maybe a weaker team on paper, but they sure look almost 10 times better now than last year. And we're talking about Zach Hyman not being able to play and Ekholm not at 100%. So, I mean, just your thoughts heading into this series with Florida and the big bad Panthers. But you've got to be extremely bullish that the Oilers, no matter what's thrown at them, either on the ice or injury-wise or whatever, they have an answer for.
Well, for me, it's a titanic matchup because if you look at the Panthers side of the equation, you know, they've won 8 of their 10 games since going down 2-0 in round 2 to the Leafs. You know, they're going to be feeling the same kind of things that the Oilers are. Plus, you know, obviously they have the experience of winning last year, being to 3 straight cup finals. I mean, there's sort of historical ramifications, and then there's just 2 teams that look like they have been the absolute class of their conferences meeting in the final. And let's face it, for all kinds of reasons, it doesn't always happen that way in the NHL. I think that this is just an electric matchup. And, you know, I get that same feeling watching the Oilers, like who's going to deny these guys? I mean, the goal McDavid scored last night was just breathtaking. And, you know, you guys and the listeners, you're watching every game. You've seen this guy play hundreds of games. You probably some degree of taking things for granted just because it's human nature, not because you're doing anything wrong. But like to summon that moment when things were starting to go a little bit against Edmonton, you know, everything I've seen from the way he and Draisaitl in particular have led the team. I remember we talked last week, it was coming off of that moment at the end of game 1 against Dallas where you saw them on the bench, like giving the laser eyes. And I was like, oh man, like these guys, it's exactly what you want to see. Like, I feel like the playoffs are so emotional, but the Oilers have done such a good job of controlling their emotions within those emotions. I mean, within, like, obviously disappointment has come their way. The injuries you mentioned happen, but like, they just seem like they have not removed their focus off what it takes to be successful, that they know what that looks like. They know what this feels like. They've been through it. I mean, what makes me so excited is I don't know how it's going to go. Like, I would, if I had to pick, and it's not just because I'm doing a show based out of Edmonton, I'd be picking the Oilers right now, but it will not surprise me if this thing goes to like double overtime in game 7, because I just don't see a lot between the teams to say, okay, here's like a real glaring weakness. Like I just think it's true power on power, you know, teams that know what it takes, teams that have the star power, teams that have like the will and the desire, they have a track record. Like it's going to be an awesome series, I think. And I really can't wait to see it get started, because it's felt like for me since the second, you know, certainly it's conference finals, like this was going to happen. Like I've been waiting for it. Now we actually get to watch it, because it just doesn't feel like the other teams were up to the standard that Edmonton and Florida were this year.
Chris Johnston with us on the show this morning for Pro-Am Sports. You know, I thought last night was the perfect example. Like, they lose Zach Hyman, and what happens to start that game? The guy who's kind of taken over for him on PP1, Corey Perry, scores a goal. Bottom 6 gets you a goal, and then the guy who replaced you in the lineup gets a goal.
Hits
right?
by
Like,
committee.
McDavid was brilliant last night. He seemed like a man on a mission. But the way that the depth guys have contributed this year, I think gives the Oilers a really, you know, like a fighter's chance here against a very good Florida Panthers team. And, you know, that's something that sort of clicked once they put everybody together come playoffs, which can be a risky proposition. But those depth guys have paid off big time for Knobloch, haven't they?
100%. And there was so many unknowns there between, you know, Trent Frederick barely playing down the stretch, obviously after being acquired from Boston. Evander Kane hadn't played since last year and started the Cup final. You know, there was just John Klingberg has been excellent for a guy who missed a year with a hip injury and didn't, frankly, look excellent during the regular season. But something's come together for him. You know, I don't know what was expected of Troy Stetcher, but, you know, he gave so many good minutes playing with Ekholm out. Like, it's been crazy. It almost feels like the recipe has come to a boil right at the moment you would want if you're the Oilers front office or coaching staff. And you're right, it doesn't always happen that way. I mean, all those things that I'm listing as a positive, you could say would be a negative. Like, oh my God, these guys haven't played together. There's no chemistry. What are the odds that they're all just going to find their games? But they've managed to make it happen. And the result of that is you look at a team that's got just, it feels like endless options. I mean, I'm not going to put any positive spin on a Zach Hyman injury because I do think he's an important culture guy. The way he was playing in the playoffs, a man possessed, just finishing every check. Like it's not good to lose him, but I think that they are capable of withstanding that. And certainly game one without him looked pretty good last night. The same with the blue line. I mean, when Ekholm went down prior to the playoffs, I actually thought that alone could be the kind of thing that sinks the team, just because he's such an important defensive force for Edmonton. And obviously, the forces of the team overpowered that. So, I mean, it's been kind of a remarkable year. It's a bit of a dream year to this point. And, now we'll see if they can put a dream finish on it.
CJ, as always, man, we really appreciate the time, and we'll catch up next week.
I'm coming to Edmonton next week, boys. I can't wait.
Yeah. Safe travels, man. Safe travels. This place is going to be absolutely rocking. There you go. That is Chris Johnston. Find him on Twitter and X at Reporter Chris. A fine gentleman and a very good conversation about the victory.
Yes. Another splash of the Swiss Army, I do believe.
Oh, shit. Dare I say enough Swiss Army in the studio this morning? Oh, we do smell terrific.
Oh, do we?
That is for sure.
I think I'm developing a rash.
Let's get to more. Oh, changing 1,000. 720.
How grand.
A record day. Let's hit it, young Trev.
Changing 500. Whoop. Changing 500.
Shall we hit it 10 times?
We shall.
Yes. Shall we hit it 10 times? We might as well for a record-setting day. And let me just double check. 720 indeed. Yes.
Yeah, see?
So 720. See?
See?
Changing 100. Changing
1,
100.
2,
Changing 100.
3,
Changing 100.
4,
Changing 100.
5,
Changing 100.
6,
Changing 100.
7,
Changing 100.
8,
Changing 100.
9,
Changing 100.
10. 10 100s equals 1,000.
Very good.
And it is time that we continue to take a run at our all-time record of 1,727. We are on pace to do just that this morning. So if you've not yet popped over and given us a like on YouTube, please do, as we will now watch it go 1.1, 1.2, hopefully all the way up to 1.8 maybe today.
It'd be rather nice.
Yeah, pretty good. This one is in from Ron over on YouTube. I believe they call it the Nasty Chat. The Nasty Chat is not too nasty a place today.
There's a few individuals in there that.
There always is.
We've had a bit of a burr in the.
Have any of my
friends
friends popped up this morning over there? Or are they all quiet today? Because
actually,
Steward Skinner defended
the rat pack of the usual names are nowhere to be seen.
A silent morning for the likes of the haters.
Yes.
Interesting.
They must be a rather nice hiking.
See. Ron says, Dusty, the odds for the Oil winning after the game 1 loss went to 2.5 on Play Alberta. You were still so confident that I went and bet more than I can tell my wife about. I owe you. You don't owe me, for this is what we're supposed to do. We tell you when the odds are in your favor, and we say hammer it. But at the same time, as our friends at Play Alberta would tell us, use your game sense when wagering online.
Quite right.
You do not want to get too carried away and be a man above your means. 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. Smokey the Bear texts in this morning. It says, seems like only an act of God can stop the Oil at this point. Both their post-LA losses feel like insane flukes. Yeah, I mean, penalty killing collapse. Yeah, that's not a fluke.
If Byfield gets the puck out. But again, that goes back to the act of God.
Thank God Byfield can't clear pucks.
But it is an act of God
My
thing.
God.
Like, Hyman goes down, we're all gasping.
Well, and Perry, Janmark, and Skinner
I know that'll be all
10
more
minutes in.
important for the Panthers series. Like Dallas are pretty much dead in the water. But somebody goes down, somebody's there to step up and eat the scraps off the plate.
Are you familiar with the sport of baseball?
More of a cricket fan myself.
Understandable. Both of them are wonderful sports to compete in. I was coaching baseball last night at the time in which the Edmonton Oilers struck 3 times in 10 minutes. And you know what was a funny part of this story is, by the way, baseball did get called after 3. When I'm starting to think the person who put out that wind warning is an Oilers fan. I was just like, let's just get everybody home. And we didn't even think about that as an excuse.
We were talking about the heat warning.
We're sitting there in the 3rd inning and our phones start going off. It's like, take shelter. I'm like, yes, let's go. So we got out of there. So I'm sitting there watching, we're coaching, and I'm Like the game had just started. Our game and the Oilers game. And I'm walking over to Coach Third in the bottom of the first inning. And my phone was in my pocket. I kind of brought it out. And I see the text messages in the group chat being like, can you believe what has happened? I was like, what? And I bring it up. It's 3-0. And then I can hear other parents like around the diamond start like this
chatter
muffle,
begins.
Like,
Yeah,
you hear that? It's 3-0.
Yes.
You guys, Jeff Skinner scored. Like it was fully on. It was fully on at that point. But the gods did be on our side last night with the weather, so we could make it home for late second and all of the third period. Suffered a defeat in the baseball game, though. But we only played 3 innings, so it doesn't really count.
It's not a full.
Yeah, I don't think
probably
so.
like a gentleman's victory for the other team. Here you go, in a sense.
Anyway, congratulations. Congratulations to everybody who did place a wager on the Edmonton Oilers when they were down and won. Sometimes it pays off to believe in your club, and that's what ended up happening for many of you. So that's good to see. 780-218-9999. Spider-Man Reed is in. It says, good morning, boys. I heard rumors that Hernan was indeed smoking a dart on the postgame show.
Unfiltered.
He wasn't smoking a dart on the postgame show, was he? He would have been in studio. It didn't smell like smoking here today.
Well, enough of the Swiss Army can mask.
He might have had. Did he have a dart in his mouth?
We could smoke all morning. And
I watched
even
a good chunk of the. I watched almost all the postgame show. Did I miss the dart part?
Oh.
I don't know if that was the. I don't know if that was the case.
2 puffs that he can finish one of those off.
Just take it right
Sucks
down.
Back, yeah.
God.
Doesn't even exhale.
Texas Paris Jewelers inbox 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Let's see your Play Alberta early bird bet of the day. I think you know where only a gentleman would go on a day like this. Florida Panthers are road dogs in game 1. Edmonton Oilers minus 139. Wow, minus 139 at home. The way it should be, I would think. Florida Panthers versus Edmonton Oilers, Stanley Cup Final. It is a pick'em. A good old-fashioned coin toss. Minus 111 on one side and minus 111 on the other with our partners over at Play Alberta.
Pick'em.
That's a game of pick'em.
A pick'em.
A rousing game of pick'em is about to occur in this Stanley Cup Final. Oilers, Panthers, both of them sitting at minus 111 right now. What I would suggest, and if you dare take my advice on the wagering game once again, I dare suggest you wait to wager on this series until June strikes, because we will have new bonus codes for you in June, where you will be able to deposit $20 and get a bonus. Be able to deposit another $20 and get a bonus. And that free bet where you deposit $5 and use the code YEG50 and get a $50 bonus, that's getting reloaded in June as well. So if your account's looking flush right now, you can get on the early bird bet of the day is Edmonton Oilers minus 111. You play it when you want to play it. You want to play it right now? Go play it right now. You want to play it after we get those June codes rolled out because the series doesn't start until Wednesday? You can do that as well. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. I do like this message over in the chat from SWTTNG. Every time I bet on the Oilers, they lose. You're welcome, see? Well, you've only bet on them 4 times?
Yeah.
Why didn't you bet on them 12 times they won? That's a tough look, man. That's a tough look. The Oilers have played 16 games. Apparently, you've only bet on them 4 times, and those are the 4 times they lost.
Yeah.
That's a horrible run.
Yeah.
That's a horrible run of luck. All right, keep the text messages flying in. Let's stay on this record pace today. The record is 1,727 likes. The new 1,000-like record is 7:20 in the morning, smashing the old record by 12 minutes, which is pretty damn impressive. If your friends aren't on board with the Gentleman Show, I would tell them to go to hell. This morning, everybody needs to be on board with the Gentleman Show. There are places they can go to bore themselves, but if they're looking for entertainment, then they found it right here.
It appears Spider-Man Reed was just messing with you. Hernan did not indeed smoke a dart like that.
Spider-Man Reed!
Yeah, a bit of a humor.
Look at this. I am slapping my knee.
A humorous man.
Because that is a knee slapper. That is a knee slapper. I would not put it by him, though.
The man does love a good cigarette.
I still believe.
I think he shares my pipe when I'm not around. He'll be singing La Bamba later on this afternoon on EST Afternoons from 1 until 3. We've got a sports update on the way. And then we'll dive into the fan zone for fansfirst.ca. By fans, for fans, no fees over at fansfirst.ca. Oh, Big Uke, a fine gentleman popping by.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's fresh donuts this morning dropped off. Ah, okay. How was the tailgate? Yeah, that's good. Yeah, off to work, are you? Maybe. Good to see you, Big Uke.
Yes.
Good to see you, man.
I love your cap.
I love it's a gentleman's cap.
Yes, it is, gentlemen.
Ah, there we go. Yeah, he looks like a very chill dude.
Dude.
As they say.
Yeah, dude.
Big
yes.
Uke is a chill dude this morning. All right, we've got a sports update on the way. Then we'll dive in. Here's the question I do have this morning. Let me bring it up for you. Is this finally the year? What say you?
It could be.
We'll discuss in the fan zone for fansfirst.ca. Is this their year? You heard old CJ say that they seem like a team of, dare I say, destiny right now.
And some people in the Paris Steelers inbox said only God himself.
Well, the only problem is that there's a wagon in their way.
Oh.
A series for the ages, 'tis be upon us. And it's going to be exciting times.
Big cat.
Is this finally their year? 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. And that's a good fine folks at the Italian Center coming up as well. We'll take a look at the run so far and what an impressive run it has been. If you are listening, changing 1100, young Trevor, old spore.
Changing 500. Whoop. Changing 500. Whoop. Changing 100.
Okay, it's on now, boys. It's on now.
Oh, it's on.
It's on now. 1,727 is the all-time record. Be a part of a record-setting day. Let's get to the sports update for young fellow Mitch at Park Mazda. He's got some of the finest automobiles that you'll find in the area. You can find those at Park Mazda. Let's get to the update. And if you have a request for a song on the other side of this wonderful update of sports, 780-218-9999. We have so many we could play. Put your suggestions over in the chat of nasties as well. And we'll get to some of those coming up next.
The Edmonton Oilers off to the Stanley Cup Finals following a rousing 6-3 Game 5 win down in the Big D over the Dallas Stars. I do say so myself. Game 1 of the finals. That'll go Wednesday here in Edmonton in a rematch of last year's finals with the Florida Panthers. New York Knickerbockers staving off elimination last night as they would defeat the Indiana Pacers 111-94. Game 6 tomorrow, back in Indy. The Stingers are back on the court tonight. They'll host the 3-0 Vancouver Bandits from the Expo Center. It's a game you can hear live on Edmonton Sports Star. Coverage begins at 7 o'clock. Toronto Blue Jays shutting out the Athletics to the tune of 12-0 yesterday. Game 2 of that 4-game series goes later tonight. First pitch, 7 minutes after 5 o'clock. Second round action from the Memorial at Murfield will be getting underway later this morning. Murfield Village Golf Club in the Memorial Tournament. 3 Americans dot the 1, 2, 3 spots following the opening round. Benjamin Griffin sits atop the leaderboard at 7 under. The low Canadian is Nick Taylor in a tie for 4th at 3 under through the opening round. And CFL preseason will come to a close this weekend as the Elks will cap the preseason schedule tonight at home to the British Columbia Lions. Kickoff 7:30 from Commonwealth Stadium. Sports update brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda and dealer principal Mitch Lewicki, where it's always a gay old time down at Park Mazda.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki with like a giant eagle's wings and singing lead vocals for Leonard Skinner with like an angel band. And I'm in the crowd hammered drunk.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
seat. The haters went silent, they've got nothing to say. Real fans are on their feet, applauding his play. He's locking it down between the pipes. He's just shutting the door every night. Other teams, they don't know what to do. So say it with me, his name is Stu. He's your winner, Steward Skinner. He's not like Luster, we love his duster. He's a winner, Steward Skinner. Other teams, they don't know what to do. So say it with me, his name is Stu. He's a winner, Steward Skinner. He's not like Luster, we love his duster. He's a winner, Steward Skinner. Other teams, they do know what to do. So say it with me, his name is Stu. He's a winner, Steward Skinner. Get on your feet, he can't be beat. He's a winner, Steward Skinner. Oh, what a treat. Get out your seat. The haters went silent, they've got nothing to say. Real fans are on their feet, applauding his play. He's locking it down between the pipes. He's just shutting the door every night. Other teams, they don't know what to do. So say it with me, his name is Stu. He's a winner, Steward Skinner. He's a winner, Steward Skinner. Other teams, they don't know what to do. So say it with me, his name is Stu. He's a winner.
Oh, he's a winner indeed, isn't he? A round of applause for one Steward Skinner last night. Nielson Show original songs brought to you by...
That could have been the fan zone.
Could have been the fan zone.
Just
Applause for everyone this morning. If you are watching over on YouTube today, dare I say smash the thumbs up as we are on a record-setting pace. The previous record, 727 likes, 727 thumbs up, 1,727 thumbs up, 1,727 more. All of our songs brought to you by Totem Outdoor Outfitters. New gear, used gear, trade, and consign. Oh, consigning in a piece of equipment, only at Totem Outdoor Outfitters. A sport for every season with hockey equipment and skates year round. Win an Oilers jersey, I do say.
What?
Buy a punch card for skate shopping, get an entry. Finish a punch card for skate shopping, get an entry. Go Oilers. Their shoppings are not just the best in the land, but also the cheapest that you'll find in town. A family store that takes pride in finding the right fit for you. Visit them at 7430 99th Street or online at totemoutfitters.ca. And dare I say, you go in there and say, hello, old chaps. Looking for a skate shopping on my blades. And they'll give you a punch card and a punch into that card. Put up your dukes, you say. Put up your dukes. Are we duke fighting?
Punch the card
Are
like
we
this.
duke fighting? It's a punch card. It's a punch card today. Well played, good sir. All right, that's good. It's coming up. If you missed our new Good Night Dallas Stars song, we'll run that back between segments because we're going to get into the fan zone for fansfirst.ca. You can text us anytime. Paris Jewelers inbox 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999 is where you can get us 35 likes away from 1,200 on our journey to 1,800 today. So hammer the thumbs up for us over there. We asked the question earlier, and it's a simple question to answer. Is this finally their year? Is this the year, the first year since 1990, that the Edmonton Oilers find themselves lifting the silver chalice of Lord Stanley above their heads? What say you? 780-218-9999. We'll share our thoughts as well. But what about yours? This text is in from Josh Clausen, a local weatherman. He tells us the weather.
Yes.
And he did say last night about the storm. He gave us a storm warning.
He urged the Moss Pit to take shelter, heed the warning.
Take cover, take cover, he called from the clouds of Twitter.
Online.
But did they? Probably not. I sure hope they did. I sure hope they pushed
got them all
weather.
in. They canceled it.
Oh, they canceled it?
They shut it down. And then
it was pretty windy.
They corralled them all inside.
Good. You know what my wife tasked me with last night? I was driving home from the baseball game that was called early. And she calls me. She's in another vehicle. She calls me. She goes, "Are you home?" I said, "No, I'm not home. Why the panic in your voice?" And She goes, the cushions on the patio furniture.
The cushions.
The cushions, my cushions. We must save the cushions. And I said, I'll save those cushions for you, my dear. So I drove home with Marshall as fast as I could. I'm driving, and the windows were down, and there was rain hitting the side of my son's head. And Marshall claims, Daddy, I'm hit. And as I'm driving, I yell, my son. And then we get home, and I swear to God, I am running in the pouring rain, running cushions in off the patio, trying to hide. They're already wet.
Yeah. No,
now I just put them away in the shed wet.
Yeah, there's no saving them now.
They're outdoor cushions. We can leave them outdoor in the rain. I love my wife, and I love her. She's a fair maiden. She's my lady. But she will drive me insane until my last dying day on these damn cushions. I don't understand why we must protect the cushions. The cushions are there to protect the furniture. Makes no sense to me. No sense. Anyway, Clausen texted. Got a little sidetrack there. Clausen texted and says, can't be beat. I was emceeing a fundraising luncheon yesterday, and a fellow nasty comes up and says, hey, Clausen, do you believe in those guys? And you know what? I think I still do.
I believe in these guys. I believe in McDavid and Dry. I'm a Nuge, Bush, and Kane. Gonna make a deep run again. I believe they can soar. Gonna bring the cup back to the north. I believe in these guys. I believe in these guys. Say it with me. I believe in these guys.
Josh Clausen, local legend.
The guy walking up to him, though, they're all talking about the Knicks.
Is that what it was?
This was about the Knicks.
If it means anything, he also believes in his Knickerbockers.
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
Josh Clausen, a fan of the Knickerbockers.
Do a Knicks remix.
He needs to go sit courtside next to Ben Stiller and that young fellow, Timothy Chalamet.
I think he'd fit right in.
Timothy Chalamet used to work at my saloon back in the day, and now he caught his big break on Broadway and finds himself right next to little Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, sure. Outstanding.
And that awkward oaf Carl Anthony Towns.
Thespian.
Who some refer to him as Cat. But he does not look like a cat.
Cat? That's a fine drug that you can get in sub-Saharan Africa. Put a little cat under your lip, they'd say, and the afternoon would fade away.
I don't even know
my time as a teacher.
Somebody over the chat, Amishman 19 says, the cushions. I'm hit! Tammy, my cushions! Text it in, Amishman. Yeah. Text it in, buddy.
It's over.
That's pretty good. Well, why must we protect the cushions? It makes
well, you're right. You put them away wet and they'll get all moldy.
I mean, it doesn't make sense. I think we probably ruined them last night.
Yeah.
All right, let's go over to young Spore here, Trev.
My cushions.
Here's Jim, Trev. Is this finally their year? What say you?
Is this the Oilers' year?
You should just talk like Herbert the pervert, man.
Yes, I like to think that this is their year, but I was on the record for saying that last year as well, so time will only tell.
But have you learned a lesson? The team appears to have learned a lesson here. Have you learned a lesson?
Yes, I'm learning lessons every day, as any gentleman would. That's what you do. But yes, on a serious note, I do think... I got to be careful. I don't want to jinx anything.
Nobody loves a good jinx.
Ah, yes.
Don't you dare be a jinxer.
Now you are catching the Clarence S. Campbell Trophy, yeah.
The jinx, so I do like their chances. I'll just leave it at that. But like Chris Johnston had referred to, this team, just everything is clicking. Everything Chris Knobloch seems to be doing is working for
it turns to gold,
team.
I tell you. It turns to gold.
The
Midas touch.
I second that.
The Midas touch of Knobloch.
Yes.
Mark down the time and date. 7:43. YouTube Trev says he does believe.
Yes.
You never stopped believing, did you?
No.
Not
I
a
think
drip
there was
of
probably
doubt.
times when your belief
Not a drop
doubted
of
a little
doubt
bit.
crossed your mind.
Yes, some nasties have called me out on my belief over the last few weeks, yes. But yes, the belief is strong in the room this morning for young YTT. Yes, I can say that.
780-218-9999. 11 away from changing 1200 this morning. Clausen did sing that, I believe in these guys. Somebody said, Clausen sounds hammered in that song I'm here for, Beef Nips. You got to be around, man. He was hammered.
Yeah, that was the point.
Yeah, he called in to the postgame show on tequila and sang that song because he's a legend.
He was doing tequila.
But he did that, I believe it was after game 3, right? They got the Byfield, couldn't get it out. They win. Game 3 against the Kings. Everybody's fired up. Clausen calls in. They're down 2-1. Sings the I Believe.
It was a turning point.
Turning point in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Turning point in the run. Ladies and gentlemen, he's not Josh Clausen. He sloshed Clausen, and it saved the playoffs. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999.
Brett Litke, Kavis Reed. I'm hit. Kavis Reed's uncle. Piss off.
Piss off. Get back in there, you loser. All right. Guy on a forklift this morning says, "Morning, fine sirs. This is definitely the year of our prodigal son. Sir YTT gets to stroll down Jasper Ave in celebration of his first cup of Stanley. Would that not be a glorious, triumphant moment for you, Trev?
Yes, that would be mighty fine. That's something I have wanted my entire life, and quite the reason why I moved to the city of Edmonton.
Trev, I wonder if you say, are you okay this morning over there?
Oh, I'm plenty okay. Yes.
Are you constipated?
No, I don't. No.
Mike outside of Edmonton texted this morning says, "Cushions, you say? Alas, it would seem your dear wife has at long last completed her transformation into your formidable mother-in-law. The circle, as they say, is now quite complete." That's a really good text.
Outstanding observation.
About the cushions. That's Mike outside Edmonton. That's a good text too, man. Keep the text messages flying in. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Is this their year? Here's what I'll say. I was a little worried going into the Kings series just because of the way they'd finish the season and can they flip a switch and yada, yada, yada. I was very confident with them against the Golden Knights. I was much more confident against Dallas. I said at the beginning of the series, this series against Dallas is going to be easier than the one against Vegas. When they lost game 1 and everybody was freaking out, I said, don't worry, it's going to be a gentleman's sweep. And they did. I didn't expect them to win the next 4 games by 3 goals.
Yeah.
So I've been extremely confident in this group. And I will continue with confidence. I'm going to pick them to win this series, but the Florida Panthers are a tough out, man. And so are the Edmonton Oilers. Like, this is going to, I don't know what to say about this series. Like, these are 2 teams that look like absolute wagons that we saw last year how it all went down. And you could say the Oilers, with some of the games they played early in that series, did deserve a bit of a better fate. You know, and then they put the pedal down and managed to force a game 7. And game 7 just, I see this entire series kind of being like game 7. It could go one way or it could go the other. I have no idea what's going to happen in this series. I'm picking the Oilers to win in 6. I'm going to say split here, split there. Oilers win game 5 and take it in 6 on the road. But I almost feel like saying that somebody's going to win this series in less than 7 games is disrespectful to both teams.
Sure.
Right? It's just Florida's outstanding. And so are the Oilers this year. So, man, this is going to be a rematch for the ages, I guess, is what I'm trying to spit out here this morning.
Johnston has it game 7 double overtime. Matty Iwanek did point out if they get past the Kings in the opening round, they're winning the cup.
And he'll take claim for prediction, even though he doesn't make predictions.
Well, and you had a earlier prediction last year.
I did say they were going to win the Stanley Cup the morning after they lost the Stanley Cup.
You were first.
I don't know if anybody could have
first to the
said
punch
that earlier.
Yeah.
So Matthew Iwanek continues to dodge, duck, and dive Hernan Salas in games of Tecmo. He refuses to play.
Interesting.
I sit over here at the top of the table, 6-0.
Any reasoning for that?
His game is not strong right now.
Young Zacticum got taken to the woodshed again yesterday.
Young Zacticum probably should just drop out of the league. We can disperse his 3 teams.
Hey, he's having a gay old time.
Well, Zacticum does not really understand football or video games, I believe. And he's in a lot of trouble. What did Zach lose yesterday to Hernan, like by 30 or something?
I believe he got shut out.
What was a shutout?
He was playing with the Raiders, and they suck on Tecmo Super Bowl.
Every game he's played has been with the Raiders.
2 field goals, just short by a hair.
Yeah, but he kicked a 60-yarder. He's like, I came up short. I said, well, why you? He goes, I kicked from 60. I said, why do you kick from 60? Come on.
Doesn't understand football or video games.
God, like I said, doesn't understand either thing.
You'd want at least one, maybe, to kind of.
Brock texts in this morning. Says that play Alberta $100 free bet on the Oilers to win the series when they're down 1-0. It's just fantastic. It really was. Hopefully, many of you cash that today, because that would be terrific. All right, 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Uh-oh. Big Maple says, shares in my pain. Says, I stupidly left my ringer on, which I never do. My wife heard the weather alert, and now I have to go haul planters and hanging baskets in. God, you're taking your flowers in? What? Are you digging them up and putting them in the shed while the storm hits? What are we doing here?
Well, they're the hanging variety.
Hogwash, I say.
Taking them out of the
flowers were born outside.
Quick,
in the outdoors.
Get it out.
What are come on. People, cushions, flowers, they're meant to be outside.
My cushions.
Big Maple's flowers. I'm hit. Big Maple's wife. My flowers.
Changing 500. Whoop. Changing 500. Whoop. Changing 200.
Okay. Now, with that being said, we got some work to do. We need 500 likes in the last hour and 10 minutes to set a new record on this show. Do you have it in you on TuneIn and iHeart and EvanstonSportsTalk.com or over on YouTube today? Hammer the thumbs up. Slide on over. Give us a thumbs up. Go back to your day.
We shan't get cocky.
Go back to your day. No, the last thing we want is to count our chickens before they hatch. I once had a dozen chickens.
Yes.
I guess how many legs they produced? How many eggs they produced? 10. And I was counting on 12 eggs from those 12 chickens.
I see.
And I only got 10. So that's when I learned the lesson. Don't count your chickens before they hatch.
Live the moniker. Huh?
Yeah, you have to see, because sometimes those chickens come up lame and they're just a dead egg. That's a tough one to see. All right. I said we would play a song for you as we transition to That's a Good for the Italian Center. And we'll just look at how good this team has been so far and why you should probably be pretty confident in them. This is the new song that we dropped on you this morning.
Oh,
this is our Dallas Stars Good Night Dallas Stars Gentleman Sweep song.
Good night, Dallas Stars. Congrats on going this far. It just wasn't meant to be. But we say thanks for the gentleman sweep. A gentleman sweep is so fine. They should do it all the time. Pour me a glass of wine. A gentleman is so refined. We tip our hats and give you thanks, because 4 times you did get spanked. Sweeping like a gentleman is all you need, unless of course your name is Reed. Off to the cup, it is so sweet. Thanks again for the gentleman sweep. A gentleman sweep is so fine. They should do it all the time. Pour me a glass of wine. A gentleman is so refined. A gentleman sweep is so fine. They should do it all the time. Pour me a glass of wine. A gentleman is so refined. We tip our hats and give you thanks, because 4 times you did get spanked. We tip our hats and give you thanks, because 4 times you did get spanked.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Dallas Stars Gentleman Sweep song. Add it to the list. Add it to the list, my friends. Put it on the playlist for the rest of your days.
A bit of an earworm, that song is.
Say that again.
A bit of an earworm.
Oh, an
that
earworm.
song.
Oh, an earworm indeed. An earworm indeed. You know, my friend Christopher once had a worm in his ear.
Yes.
He had a worm in his ear. He had it there for a fortnight.
I knew a fellow that once had a moth fly into his ear cavity.
A moth, he said.
Moth, yes.
A moth, like a little moth that would later turn in, or started as a caterpillar.
Lay some eggs and
He had baby moths in his ear.
Yeah, well, he could have if he didn't get the adult out.
Oh, my goodness. How does a moth get in one's ear?
Flies in.
What?
Yes.
Did it not land on his cheek and climb in it?
That could have been it too. A direct hit.
Oh, well, you can never, as a friend of mine once said, he said you can never trust a moth to not fly into your ear. And that's apparently what happens. All right, let's get into that's good for the Italian Center. If you're looking for a good panino sandwich today, one that you can share with the whole family, go on in and return to your family tonight and say, I'd like to take claim as a provider of food for my loved ones. And you lay out a panino sandwich and you cut it into fours, and your family will say, Daddy, that's too much for me. And you say, no, it's just the right amount.
Keep cutting it.
And then you heat it up and it's absolutely delicious.
This is where you transition to kind of your mob type of, you can kind of.
Oh, see?
Yeah.
You think you're gonna pull a quick one on me at the Italian Center? I'll send you swimming with the fishes.
I want you in this
the
garb
concrete cobbler strikes again.
Having a little espresso there.
Yeah, I look like Tommy on a post-game show. See?
Make a doom. That's good for Tommy in the
Send in
post-game
your
show
gangster texts. We'll get to those too. That's a good. Think about this, you guys. First of all, us getting a Friday run it back gentleman sweep show. That's as good as it can possibly be. But the Edmonton Oilers, I think that we're in the middle of it right now, so we might not understand how impressive this actually is. They have not been pushed to 7 games. They only had to go to 6 once, and that's just because they lost the first 2. This has been as tidy of a playoff run that you can possibly have.
Yeah.
Both goaltenders have 6 wins.
Yeah.
Through the first 12 wins. Pickard hasn't lost. Skinner's been the best goalie in the playoffs for the last 2 weeks. Your first loss was a game in which you had to, Josh Brown played in that game. Okay, were you really expecting to win? Okay,
we were calling Trent Frederick a one-legged pirate.
Well, yeah, at the time, and then in game 2, they get some bodies back. Arvidsson has a horrible turnover. I think it was Kempe who was the beneficiary of that, buries it, and the Kings win. Since that moment, the Oilers are 12-2, and their 2 losses were Leon Draisaitl putting it into his own net with 0.4 seconds left, or that game's going to overtime, and maybe they win it.
Yeah.
And then they were in a great spot in game 1 in Dallas and just took some stupid penalties, and the penalty kill didn't get the job done for a 6-minute stretch. This team right now in this city, as a city, you are going to a Stanley Cup Final, and your team has had 4 questionable things happen through the first 3 rounds. This is that's good. If the Florida Panthers were taken to 7 last series by the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Oilers' path to the Cup Final, from what they've achieved so far, I think looks more impressive than what the Florida Panthers did. The Florida Panthers are a wagon as well. So, this playoff run has been very good.
Do you put the Leafs higher than any of the opposition the Oilers have faced thus far?
I think Vegas, and I think Vegas is for sure better than the Toronto Maple Leafs. To be honest with you, I probably would have picked the Kings to beat the Maple Leafs as well.
Yeah.
And then Dallas, and the Oilers just have Dallas's number. I'm sorry. Same thing last year. They have Ottinger's number. I don't know what Dallas does.
Carolina West.
3 consecutive. Well, you know what? I almost did the Spider-Man gift last night.
Wow.
You know the Spider-Man meme where somebody, they're both dressed up as Spider-Man and they point at each other and say, I'm you and you're me.
Very clever comic.
That's Carolina, Dallas. Dallas has been to 3 straight conference finals.
Right.
They are who they thought we were. And the Edmonton Oilers managed to get it done. So I think we just have to take a moment and realize how good this run has been so far. It could have been a hell of a lot more stressful than 12-2 in their last 14 games. That is remarkable stuff.
And getting better. And injuries will pop up during a cup run here and there.
Yeah, but a guy like Ekholm might only get better if he's healthy enough.
That's what I'm saying, though. The injuries don't even seem to be a negative right now. And I know Zach Hyman is a loss and will probably be more so in this Florida series. But you've got guys that are just plugging and playing and providing a jolt, providing some points, providing some physicality all over the place. It seems like they can't. And we haven't even brought up the coaching yet. right? And how that's been going, and how Knobloch has had we talk about his full hand on the pulse of this team.
What say you this morning? 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Tep from Toefield is in and says, we lost the internet in Toefield just as the third period was starting. I had to dig out my old stereo from the garage so we can listen to the game on AM radio, a viable and modern source for news and entertainment, because we had friends over for the game. Who would have thought we'd be having a listening party in 2025? How about that?
Pour it on.
Polly Deuce texting this morning. I think it's their year to win. It just seems like the confidence is oozing from the Oilers in a scary way if you're an opponent. The Panthers are a great team as well, but it just seems like they had a much easier road to the final, playing significantly weaker teams. Tampa Bay was the best team of the three they faced. The Oilers have been counted out before every series and dominated teams that were all predicted to beat them. It's going to be a great series, but I believe it's the Oilers' year to lift the cup. Can I get a win ya?
Win ya?
An excellent text from Polly Deuce. And thank you very much. Oh, Polly Deuce, that's one of my guys. Polly Deuce.
Yeah.
I had Polly Deuce send a couple people swimming last night.
Yeah. Concrete shoes.
Polly Deuce is made man. See? Polly Deuce is made man, see? All right, 780-218-9999. Who wants to play kind of easy trivia? We are setting up for the best Mr. Mike's liner of all time, aren't we?
I don't even know.
This is going to be something else. Who wants to play kind of easy trivia? 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999 if you'd like to play kind of easy trivia today. Gift certificate to Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casuals up for grabs, where you can go and celebrate Platypalooza with your friends. Take 2 or 3 of your young chaps and go share a platter together. When you sit it down, they'll say, ooh, a palooza of goodies and items. That's what they'll say. If you'd like to play, text Trev over there. He's waiting for your text message on your device. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Somebody over in the message chat says, hey, Teef, call in. And I would say, don't bother this morning. Don't bother this morning with the Atif Marcel bit.
Marcel, perhaps.
Yeah, no Marcel, no Atif. Let's just keep this show on the rails. 24 likes away from 1,300. Let's change 1,300. The push to 1,727, which tis be our record. The push is on now. The push is on now. So hammer the thumbs up if you're watching over on YouTube this morning. If you like to play kind of easy trivia, 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. We do need one more question for 3 questions too many as well. You can submit that today. And Sobeys Safeway Liquor Beer of the week. About time we had a bevy. My goodness.
Yeah,
this is going to be
quite parched.
We got those brewing over there, nice in the fridge, ready to go.
The full 8.
All right, that's going to be good. Andrew from Vacay Brewco is going to join us around 8:40 this morning. Kind of easy trivia is on the way next. More of your reaction to a stupendous victory for the home club. As the local club. They weren't at home last night. They were down on the road, where I'm sure they got up to very many mischievous acts in the city of Dallas.
The Big D.
Last night.
I do mean Dallas.
The Big D. Mark Chestnut.
Ah, yeah.
There's a young chap. Played in a game of poker with Mark Chestnut one time.
It
was strip poker, and let's just say he didn't win, and I saw his Big D. Kind of easy trivia is on the way next. Hammer the thumbs up if you're watching over on YouTube. Whew, we got 1 hour left in our second Gentleman's Show.
Turn the fan on, eh?
Gentlemen, it might be time for the fan, eh? We might have to turn the fan
Audio
on.
be damned, eh?
It is sweaty in here today. Yeah, mind you, I did slick it back today. Like there's pomade in my hair.
Okay, you got something. You got product in there.
No, it's not dippity-doo, but there's some product
so it's
in
in
there
with
today.
the sweat.
I'm going to get a haircut after 1 o'clock today, so this is it. This is the last run. This is the last run with the hair. So she slicked back today, everybody. She slicked back today.
You're like Don Cherry in that GIF where he's walking with the hat. And you seen that one?
Oh, wait, I don't know if I've seen that one. Sorry, man. I'm totally missing out on it. All right. If you want to play kind of easy trivia, 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Let's get to a sports update right now for the fight. If you're looking to construct something with lumber and plywood, dare we say, to make a trip on down to Windsor Plywood Leduc. Here's the update.
Check your mentions.
Oh, thank you, Eric. Oh, it's my friend Donald S. Remember Donald S? Too good.
The Edmonton Oilers are to the Stanley Cup Finals following a 6-3 Game 5 win over the Dallas Stars. Jeff Skinner scoring his first of the postseason in just his second game of these playoffs. Game 1 of the finals Wednesday here in Edmonton in a rematch of last year's Cup Final with the Florida Panthers. Jalen Brunson had 32 points as the New York Knickerbockers defeated the Indiana Pacers 111-94. Game 6 tomorrow back in Indy. The Stingers are at home to the Vancouver Bandits tonight from the Expo Center. It's a game that you can hear live on Edmonton Sports Talk. Our coverage starts at 7 o'clock. The Blue Jays shutting out the Athletics 12-0 last night. Game 2 of that 4-game set tonight. First pitch, 7 minutes after 5. Preseason in the Canadian Football League will wrap up this weekend.
Don't mind a good old game of pigskin.
I don't mind it at all. Canadian rules.
Our balls are bigger.
7:30 tonight at Commonwealth. It'll be the Edmonton Elks taking on Nathaniel Rourke and the British Columbia Lions.
Oh, Nathaniel, a fine young chap.
And let's get over to the Gulf, shall we?
Oh, could you say Muirfield for me?
Yes, the Memorial from Muirfield Village Golf Club.
The Memorial.
Max Homa, 4 under through 5 today. Benjamin Griffin still sits atop the leaderboard at 7 under through the opening round, and Nick Taylor, the Canadian, in a tie for 4th. Sports update brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc. Locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and the surrounding area since 1993. Doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course, plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff at Windsor Plywood Leduc.
Ferdinand Salas is my gaga.
Para bailar la bamba, para bailar la bamba se necesita una poca de gracia para mi batía. Arriba y arriba, ay arriba y arriba, por ti seré, por ti seré, por ti seré. Yo no soy marinero, yo no soy marinero, soy capitán, soy capitán, soy capitán. Everybody now. La la bamba, la la bamba, la la bamba, ba ba bamba.
Good night, golden nights. It's a gentleman's suite. Good night, golden nights. Cup and put you to sleep. You'll never be a winner, 'cause you can't beat Steward Skinner. Good night, golden nights. Oh, it is so sweet.
McDavid.
Let me say yeah.
Remember that name.
Let me say yeah.
Connor. McDavid. Connor. 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 McDavid. 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 Remember that name. Here he is. Connor. McDavid. Connor. McDavid. Smart move. Here he is. Beautiful. Remember that name.
No, 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 no. Connor has no limit. No, 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 no. Connor has no limit.
Connor. McDavid. Remember that name.
No, no limits when it comes to this guy. He's simply too fast. Think he can just fly. No, no limits. So why do you try? He'll
Fans in heaven, cause of 9 to 7. The nation in love from Gibbons to Devon. Looking to pass, eating men on the ass. Second contract, a lot of cash. Tick, 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 tack, take your time. McDavid on your team and you'll be fine. Just open your eyes and you will see it. Oil it for real, cause he has no limit.
When you need a vet to be a threat, you can bet he'll fill the net. He's Perry, Corey Perry. He can score, he's scary. Corey Perry, he's a prick, but you know he does the trick. He's won the heart, he's won the cup. He just keeps going, won't give up. He'll knock you down, the fans will shout. You around, you will find out. It's Perry, Corey Perry. He can score, he's scary. Corey Perry, he's a prick, but you know he does the trick. When you need a vet, Steward Skinner to be a threat. You can get on your feet, he can't be beat. He's a winner, Steward Skinner. Oh, what a treat. Get out your seat. The haters went silent, they've got nothing to say. Real fans are on their feet applauding his play. He's locking it down between the pipes. He's just shutting the door every night. Other teams, they don't know what to do, so say it with me, his name is Stu. He's a winner, Steward Skinner. He's a winner, Steward Skinner. Other teams, they don't know what to do, so say it with me, his name is Stu. He's a winner, Steward Skinner. Was a winner.
Oh, he's a winner, isn't he? Steward Skinner, he's a fine winner. And you know what I love most about Steward Skinner?
Yes. What?
That mustache he has.
Yes. I like that big floppy hat.
Oh, he does. He's a man who knows a good hat is a man indeed.
A fine, fashionable gentleman.
He also loves his closets.
Yeah.
That's a good mustache. A mustache. If I only had a mustache, just like Steward Skinner. That's a song from a movie, from a picture film. Yeah, with starring a young Doogie Howser. Do you remember Doogie Howser?
Indeed.
It's A Million Ways to Die in the West. I remember one time I was on the Oregon Trail and my friends died of dysentery.
Dysentery.
It was really tough. Really tough. The Nielson Show today and every day brought to you by our partners over at Southport Chevrolet. They are a bunch of fine gentlemen themselves. Posted a video yesterday of myself taking a Chevrolet Trax for a test drive.
And a new whip. Yeah,
you might have seen that on our socials.
Yes.
It was a good time. Chelsea the Witch from Expedia Cruises has texted in one more time. She says, "Morning, gentlemen, it's Chelsea." She's a nasty like yourselves. "Morning, gentlemen, it's Chelsea. I found another package to Fort Lauderdale. Same dates, $2,760 for 2 people. Staying at the Westin." Ooh, the Westin. Oh, she's not messing around now.
Fine abode.
So this would be flights for 2, 5 nights in a hotel from June... Was it June 8th? 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. And you come home, I think, on the 13th. It's 5 nights, so you'll be there for both games. You got to find tickets to the game. But if you're looking for a pretty good arrangement on travel, Chelsea from Expedia Cruises, one of our new partners, $2,760, 5 nights, flights there and back. 780-970-4834. 780-970-4834. Give her a call. It's probably going to fill these up pretty quick. 780-970-4834 if you want to get away for a week and go down and take in games 3 and 4. It might be cheaper to do all of this and get a ticket in Florida than just go to the games here. Just saying.
Not a bad shout.
$2,760 for 2 people, flights, and a stay at the Westin for 5 nights. Not too shabby. Give her a call, 780-970-4834. And what do we say? We prefer when you call her and say, is this Chelsea the Witch?
Yeah, I'd like to put Chelsea the Witch on the phone.
I'm here for Chelsea the Witch. If you do not get me this great deal, we shall hunt you down and burn you at the stake. So I really want her to have people calling and being like, are you the witch? Welcome to the show, Chelsea.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show. All right. We've got Beer of the Week coming up. Andrew Gass from Vacay Brew Co. is going to join us around 8:40, so we'll give you a chance to win a gift certificate then. It is a gentleman's show. Have we changed 1300 yet, Old Spore?
Let me check here quickly.
I don't know we have, but have we pushed the buttons?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Let's dabble in those buttons, eh? Yeah.
Okay.
Changing 500. Whoop. Changing 500. Whoop. Changing 200.
Here's where we're at right now. We need 400 likes in the next 47 minutes to break our all-time record of 1,747 likes in one show. Do we have it in us today, nasties? If you're watching on YouTube, smash the thumbs up for us. And if you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart or at edmontonsportstalk.com, slide on over to YouTube, hammer the thumbs up, and help us set the new record today, the old record, 1727. All right, should we get into a little kind of easy trivia today? It's for Mr. Mike's. They got a pretty special event on right now. A fine event to go to with your chaps. All right, good sir. Are you ready for the reading? I have 7 friends. He's the only one who can read.
Dying. Well, Mr. Mike's has turned up the sizzle with Platypalooza. From barbecue rib platters to coastal combos with lobster and prawns. It's big flavor. All summer long. Plus, enter for your shot sizzling summer prizes. Get into Mr. Mike's Platypalooza zone. Mr. Mike's, eat locally, enjoy casually.
A wonderful read from a wonderful gentleman. All right, who is playing kind of easy trivia today there, Trev?
Yes, we've got Miles from St. Albert on a transit bus. Going to give it a go today.
Taking the transit around the city.
The trolley,
Yes.
yeah.
That's wonderful. A transit bus in a suburb. Let's go to Miles this morning. Miles, are you ready to play?
Oh, I'm ready.
All right, here we go, Miles. My friend over here, Trev, will start the ticker after we read the first question. Good luck on your transit travels. How many games did the Kings win against the Oilers?
2.
How many games did the Knights win against the Oilers?
1.
How many games did the Stars win against the Oilers?
1, but it should have been none.
Who will the Oilers face in the Stanley Cup Final?
Those hated Panthers.
And Miles, can I get a win ya?
Win ya, baby.
Boom. 5 for 5.
No! My God. Damn it, Shake, stop it!
They are going to remember that AM radio is a viable and modern source for news and entertainment.
Totally.
People don't listen to AM like they used to. Seems like it's more about FM and color TV.
That's stupid.
It sure is, Kevin.
I'm stoked. You stoked?
I'm stoked.
Just
I'm
so stoked.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
That was Pinter.
What was it? Miles in St. Albert is actually Rick Pinter?
He's riding the bus with Rick Pinter this morning.
That's pretty good. Pat in the county says, the only thing that would top this show would be a Cajun sweep show. Ask Reed about it. I don't know if we need to bring up gentleman sweeps with Reed
Is that
anymore.
in 6 games? That's a 4-2
Nobody
series.
knows. Nobody knows.
The Cajun sweep.
Reed is way too much into these gentleman sweep things.
Well, again, I referred you to the Pete Blackburn tweet from last night.
Pete Blackburn, a babyface fellow.
The most perfect gentleman sweep ever orchestrated.
And it's true.
In the history of gentleman sweeps.
You could argue that they, in fact, in the third period of game 1, allowed the Stars to get a win and then beat them by 3 goals or more 4 straight times.
They just gave them a period.
Yes.
Very gentlemanly.
Even the biggest denier of a gentleman sweep has to respect the gentleman sweep show today. Barry Getman says, fellas, last year I went to game 2, Panthers and Oilers. Ticket I bought was $220 in the lower bowl. You could get in for $100. Now the lowest is currently $550 USD. This economy, am I right?
And you get a free hot dog.
Well, probably.
Yeah. All you can eat at the buffet.
That's
right?
How about that? All right, 780-218-9999. We do need one more question for 3 questions too many today. So please send those over. And if you're watching on YouTube, we set our new record of 1,000 likes by 720. The old record was 732. And we are almost to 1,400. 17 is in play today. So let's keep smashing the thumbs up. Tell your friends about EST. Not all of our shows are this ridiculous. Some of them are.
Well,
but not all of them are this
flavors,
ridiculous.
yeah.
But people like the Gentleman's Show. All right, let's get into 3 questions too many for the great staff. Puck Mazza, that guy is always buttoned right up to the top. This guy. Very buttoned up individual. Do you have a lineup for the segment?
I do.
Oh, good.
Would you like to hear it?
I do, see.
3 questions too many is brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda.
Oh, indeed.
And dealer principal Mitch Lewicki. He's going to be going fox hunting after his shift today.
Oh, I love
Park
myself
Mazda
a good fox hunt.
Ah, Benjamin.
Benjamin, when was the last time you hunted fox?
I'm afraid I've never hunted.
Oh, but Benjamin,
Okay.
young Benjamin has never hunted
A
fox.
virgin, if you will.
Well, somebody just hasn't lived their best life yet. There's nothing like mounting up on my steed and blowing a horn of some sort. I'm not necessarily sure what it's called. And then chasing fox over green mounds.
I have to take him out for one.
Oh,
For a hunt.
fox hunt.
We're
What
taking for a hunt.
are you doing Saturday afternoon, Benjamin? Would you like to come on a fox hunt with me?
1,400 hours.
Yeah, well, meet us in the field at 1,400. Hey, Trevor, have you ever hunted a fox yourself?
Yes, plenty of foxes have been hunted. Yes, I have hunted lots.
1,400.
All right, Trev's hunted a bunch of fox, I guess. All right, Eric, do you have a Twitter account, or the X account?
I do. You can find me on X or Twitter at Lieutenant_Eric, which I did tweet at you yesterday eve.
Me?
As I was sitting on my stoop.
What?
I found a rather interesting Instagram video that I sent to your Instagram DMs.
I did watch it.
I then tweeted at you.
Once there was this guy who...
You know, the caption on that said, "Is this the worst song of the 90s?"
Oh, I didn't see that. I watched the whole thing.
Oh, no, of course.
And I was like,
And
why
you-
did
and you
Eric...
loved it.
And I love that song.
Yeah,
I was like, why did Eric send me this? I didn't see the caption. That's not the worst song. That's a great song.
And you did have the.
Once.
You and Jess Jackson are the only people that appreciate
There was this kid.
the art that is the crash test.
That was a great song.
But you actually posted a story on Instagram of you driving the Southport Chevrolet.
I shared a story. I don't dabble in stories on the Insta as often as maybe I should.
No.
But I did. I have to say it was a wonderful reaction by many.
Yes.
I had many sliding to my DMs and saying, this is very cheesy.
Very
And I said, cheesy and not cheesy. Terrific. And I will say this, man. In that Chevrolet Trax, like I'm 6'5". I'm not a tiny dude. Ton of leg room
You
in this
saying
thing.
you had the room, yeah.
Ton of leg room in this thing. It was incredible. And you know, with like before the end of May, if you're a Costco member, you can save $1,200 on a brand new Chevrolet Trax, and you can get in it for less than $30,000. Trev, you should buy one of these vehicles.
Yes, I might have to.
You know, if you need a new car, you could bomb around in its Trax.
Could be in the market, yes.
Yeah. Are you a Costco member?
Sadly, no.
You know, I do 2 things on the side. One, I run rum, obviously. I mean, who's not going to run rum? Secondly, I do fake memberships at Costco. So if you want one, let me take a photo of you later on. I'll pull up my laminating machine. We'll get you a Costco card. You can go get $1,200 saved at Southport Chevrolet and get yourself into a 2025 Chevy Trax.
Splendid.
You know, they have Apple CarPlay in those machines, which means you can easily stream static-free since 23 Edmonton Sports Talk right in your vehicle.
Outstanding.
All day long.
Don't mind if I do.
Changing 1,400, Trev. Let's smash it here.
No, I can't keep up my fingers. Oh.
Changing 500. Whoop. Changing 500. Whoop. Changing 100. Changing 100.
Good work, buddy. Changing 1,400.
Yes.
All right, let's keep it rolling. Now we're within 300 of the all-time record. 780-218-9990 is where you can text us. We need one more question for 3 questions too many today. So submit those right now. Beer of the week coming up in about 20 minutes. I don't know if we'll be able to do all 8. That's a lot.
We're not up for the challenge, are you?
That's it. I mean, we'll never turn down a challenge. If you want to try 8 beers today, we will try 8 beers today.
I tell ya.
Just sips.
We should see what Mr. Gass has to say.
Well, we'll ask Andrew Gass when he joins us from Vacay Brew Co. Do you mind telling us about all 8 beverages as we dive into them today? If you've been on a fox hunt,
Please share us with the regales of your time.
A lot of listeners said they've gone cougar hunting downtown at an establishment called On the Rocks.
A cougar hunt at
Yeah,
On the
sure.
Rocks. I've never heard of such a thing.
It's kind of a stuff of legend.
Are there many cougars to hunt at On the Rocks?
I have a few mounts in my basement, actually, from back in the day. I know a taxidermist. He can. I get you a good deal. On
Some of your friends refer to you as the taxidermist after a good cougar hunt at On the Rocks. Oh, where were we? Question one. Which team has had a harder path to this year's championship series? The Oilers or the Panthers?
All right. We know the Oilers' path.
Panthers went through Tampa, Toronto, and those frauds in the East, Carolina.
Well, since you mentioned the Leafs brought them to 7, you know, I guess.
Yeah, but I don't think the Leafs are good.
Quality of competition combined type of deal. Like
I think that's probably what the question meant, but I like what you're saying is that they've had to deal with maybe more adversity because they had to go 7.
They've played
and they
more
lost.
than,
you know what?
Or have they?
Panthers losing at home on ice, or on home ice in Game 6. It's already happened. Toronto went into Florida and won a must-win game. So if the Oilers find themselves in that spot, the Oilers did last year too.
Whereas Vegas won in Edmonton
And 5,
here on a millisecond
yeah.
goal. I mean, it wasn't really a beating, if you will.
But I think LA, Vegas, Dallas is a tougher path than Tampa, Toronto, Carolina. You can refer to me as a West homer if you would like, but I think the Oilers have had a slightly more difficult path. Trev, what say you on the paths of these two championship contenders?
Yes, it's very, very hard.
Did you just say yes, very, very hard?
Very, very hard paths, yes, to the NHL, the Stanley Cup Final. I reckon the Oilers do. I would have to agree with Sir Nielsen. More physical out west.
780-218-9999. 780-218-99. If you have a third query for us this morning, send it over now to the PJ's inbox. And if you're watching on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us as we are now less than 300 away from an all-time show record.
Yard Slave 426 in the Nash Chat. How the hell did Dallas beat Winnipeg and Colorado?
Excellent question.
We all talked about the Central as being...
Can I just say...
the division.
Curious minds.
An interesting query.
Question number 2. Is Connor Brown going to be ready for the Cup Final? And does that mean that Jeff Skinner is back out of the lineup? Connor Brown should be ready. Right? Knobloch said he wasn't going to play in Game 5, but he's close.
We got to Wednesday. He's popping out of things in the locker room announcing the lineups. It's much like Sam Reinhart the other night announcing that. He looked fine on his leg. It was a concussion protocol, right? Or whatever. So
I think he'll be fine.
They'll run him through the tests. If he's popping out, if he's hiding in places in the locker room, popping out and doing the lineup announcements, give him a fortnight and he'll be as dope as a daisy.
He'll be a ripe, jolly old fellow. Come Game 1 of the championship affair. Now, I've seen some text messages. Aiden O'Neill says, also Aiden, shout out on the Hyman news the other day. I would take Arvidsson out for Brown. I got time for the Stewards or for the Jeff Skinner story here, but Jeff Skinner would be the guy who would come out. And somebody suggested it earlier today, and we haven't got to it yet because we're doing a gentleman's show and things get carried away, but I might consider taking Frederick out to get Connor Brown back in. Like, the only reason not is because Florida is going to be an insanely physical team, so I'd keep him in. If it wasn't Florida, Frederick would probably be my guy out. He's not moving very well. So there was that one time yesterday where he's bringing that puck out of the zone.
Yeah.
And I was watching. I was like, skate, man. It was like I was watching Marshall play, and I'm like, skate faster. What are you doing here? So yeah, it'll be Skinner for sure.
But actually, that adds to his playoff legend status. Can you imagine? They go all the way. He plays 2 games. What did he have in the first game? 2 assists.
He's a point per game guy.
Leave it at that.
Is he in the Conn Smythe conversation? This guy was a point per game guy.
If you look at averages,
Jeff Skinner so far in the playoffs is averaging a point per game with 4 hits in those games.
Who had that one tweet? I retweeted it this morning here. I'll find it.
I think Frederick, against Florida, things are going to get ramped up even more from a speed perspective. I'm not sure Frederick can play that, but from the physicality, you got to, I mean, that's a guy that if Tkachuk wants to go somebody, Frederick will fight him.
At Oiler Analytics on the X, Jeff Skinner has scored more career conference final goals than Austin Matthews, despite having played only 2 playoff games in his career. Just leave it. Leave it at that. Don't touch anything.
That's an all-timer right there. All right, 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. The rookie texts in and says, even on the physicality side of things, Frederick is not hitting. He's finishing a few checks, but nothing intimidating. I am not impressed with this postseason. Which could be good news because there's a better player there because we obviously know he's still banged up coming off of the high ankle thing. Probably might be able to keep him around on a pretty reasonable deal. Like Frederick might be like, just give me a 1 year so I can play healthy and then maybe cash a bigger ticket somewhere else. H.E. Pennypacker is in. Here's question number 3.
Pennypacker.
Pennypacker? Good to see you, Pennypacker. I'll see you at lunch later today. Who is the finest gentleman you know? Question number 3. Who would be your finest gentleman you know? I think I have an answer for this. His name escapes me at the moment, but I'm going to say the son of Tube Socks.
Oh.
He played the Estes last year as a fine gentleman. And he's a bartender of highest standards. So I would say son of Tube Socks.
Yep, I was right. The time to answer this question is over. You won.
That kid is
right. That guy,
he oozes. He's a gentle boy.
Yeah,
like he's a man, but he's a, you know what I mean. He's a younger. But
he should start a school for gentlemen.
Yeah, like Toastmasters.
Yes, son of Tube Socks. If you met him at last year's Estes, which was a fine affair, and we will be running back the Estes again in September of 2025. But if you met young boy whose name escapes me at this moment, you'll know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
In fact, you know what? I think Tube Socks messaged me about him the other day because he won some sort of LeBron basketball in a bartending competition. Jackson. Young Jackson Tube Socks.
Yes.
One of the finest gentlemen you'll ever see in your life.
Smells fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, he does himself up very well.
You know what? I'd also like to toss this one out here, and since it's on the top of my noggin. One Jerry Hiraxi, Spirit of Edmonton, who did text us late last night saying, in case you need more sleuth juice, he would be more than happy to supply us this one.
I did not see that. I thought he just said, have a great show, gentlemen.
A man that is always on the ready to serve.
A provider of the sluiciest of juices.
And never asks for naught.
Never asks for anything, although they would like donations if possible. Yes. Trev, who's the finest gentleman you've ever met? Have you met young Jackson?
Jackson is a very, very good bartender, I will say. Very good. I'll have to go with Glue Guy.
Glue Guy's a gentleman?
Yes.
What about Glue Guy makes him a gentleman in your opinion?
He's always bringing in...
He should be getting a text shortly.
Right away, exactly. Very gentlemanlike. He brings in coffees every Friday and he'll always give me a treat.
You know what I will do today, Glue Guy, if you are listening on your way, and I will take one of those chocolate milks you always offer.
I do believe, Matt Iwanek, and I'm going to paraphrase the quote, we don't need you today.
To who? To you?
To Jason Milne.
This is correct.
He will not be in the hangout today.
There is no Glue Guy today.
There is no Glue Guy.
Matthew Iwanek says we do not need you.
Matthew Iwanek, Tommy Gazzola, and 2 gentlemen from the November Project, as it were.
What an interesting show today.
It's quite a turn of events.
Those guys have no clue what they're walking into.
One of them kind of does. One of them is the chap that dressed his little pickup truck up as the Stanley Cup last year. Do you remember that in the
looks
foil?
like the Stanley Cup. I've never seen such a thing.
I will get the picture for you.
Well, there we go. Suck me sideways. And mock me a lady tonight.
I was waiting for that one to come.
All right, if you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. We are 34 away from changing 1,500. The record is 1727. We got to crank it up a bit. It is time for those of you on TuneIn and iHeart and EdmontonSportsTalk.com to pop on over and hammer the thumbs up for us today. Also, sub to the channel if you haven't already. I promise you that not every day is a gentleman's show. We save them for the most important of times.
All right, let's get to a sports update right now for a place where it is always be game day. If you're looking for, if you want to go have an old fashioned this eve and watch I guess there's no basketball or hockey on tonight.
There's some CFL Canadian
preseason football. Well, so once again, it's game day, like they say. Place where it's always game day. Selly's Sports Bar and Lounge. Here's the update.
The Edmonton Oilers are Stanley Cup Finals bound following a 6-3 Game 5 victory over the Dallas Stars. Game 1 of the finals will Wednesday here in Edmonton in a rematch of last year's final with the Florida Panthers. The New York Knickerbockers defeating the Indiana Pacers 111-94 last night to force Game 6 tomorrow back in Indy. Closer to home, the Stingers are back on the court tonight. They'll host the 3-0 Vancouver Bandits from the Expo Center. It's a game that you can hear live right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Coverage begins at 7. The Toronto Blue Jays with a 12-0 shutout of the Athletics yesterday. Game 2 of that 4-game series later tonight. First pitch, 7 minutes after 5 o'clock. Second round action from the Memorial at Murfield is underway. Taking a quick glance at the leaderboard as it stands. A pair of Americans top it. Benjamin Griffin at 7 under. Colin Morikawa at 5 under.
Benjamin.
Max Homa, 2 under and +2 on the day through 7, while Nick Taylor is the low Canadian. He's in a tie for third at 3 under par. Canadian Football League preseason action wraps up later today. The Edmonton Elks host the British Columbia Lions at 7:30 from Commonwealth Stadium. Sports update presented by Sully's Sports Bar and Lounge and Public House. With wall-to-wall TVs, daily food and drink specials, it is the place to be for every Oilers game. Every day is game day at Sully's Sports Bar and Lounge.
Game 7, baby.
7.
It's gonna be juicy.
It's where I get my juice.
I walked into the party. CC to Kulak. He's got tons of room. He tees one up, and they score! The Oilers take a 2-0 lead off of a point shot from Brett Kulak, tipped in by Evander Kane.
Game 7, baby.
For the Kane. Kane, he's home free. The runway is open. The net is open, and Kane scores again.
Juicy.
Dustin Eric, yeah.
7.
Hey, man. Thank you. Yeah.
It's gonna be juicy. It's gonna be juicy. It's gonna be juicy. Game 7, baby. It's gonna be juicy.
7.
7. 7. 7.
Oh, Evander Kane and a cold-blooded killer again last night with a friendly bounce. Friendly fire, look out!
Some would say that's where he gets his juice.
Oh, a juicy boy indeed. Speaking of juicy boys, a message from the Godfather this morning.
Another fine gentleman.
Sent in a photo of himself drinking an alley cat at 7:59 a.m. next to a ball diamond.
Surprise.
Says, good morning, you fine gentlemen. It is with great sorrow, I must inform you, I shan't not attend a gentleman's beer of the week in person due to prior affairs, but I am having a gentleman's stout to partake. Sir Godfather, Esquire of the North Side. I like how he's now referring to himself as the Esquire of the of the North Side.
You.
Godfather is as North Side as they come. So yes, that's a good one. Look at that crew outside, eh? Earlier today, if you missed it today, Grumpy Cat dressed as a, what do you say? He's dressed as a cowboy.
Well, let's see, he's going to rob a bank.
Yeah, VR Montenegro looks like he works at a bank.
At the bank. Like they could do a skit.
Fergie rolled in a kilt, and Big Uke's got a gentleman's hat on. They were outside this morning for a bit during the show, which is a lot of fun.
Changing 500.
Oh.
Whoop. Changing 500. Whoop. Changing 500. Whoop.
All right. Now we're within striking distance here. We're about 200 away from the all-time record. 22 minutes left in the show today. So if you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. We've changed 1,500. The record is 1727. I think we can get to it. I would like to get to it today. So let's make this thing happen. 780-218-9999 is where you can get in.
All right, we'll keep a few of those text messages rolling. The Edmonton Oilers on a very impressive run. They get the job done last night again. I'm a curious question for many of you. Your thoughts on Steward Skinner heading into the Stanley Cup Final? Like with what he just did against Dallas, and the one goal
Thoughts
last
on
night.
Robert Bobrovsky heading into the Stanley Cup Final.
Oh, Bobrovsky. Yeah.
He hasn't been without his warts as well.
A warty boy, some say. He's down in Florida. They say that Bobrovsky's a warty boy.
Some would say he needs a leech or two.
Oh, do they get rid of warts?
Sure.
Oh, interesting. I've never had a leech.
A legion.
I've never had a leech on my
your
body.
legion. Yeah, yes.
Yes, that's not good. I know there would be some people who'd still be nervous about Skinner. But man, he was rock solid again.
Here's where
He's
it is.
been so good since he came back.
Here's where it is, though. When he was in, what was the team in front of him?
Yeah, I mean they were great. They were great.
No. When he was in the first time.
Oh yeah, an awful team at the beginning of the playoffs.
It was night and day. A different team. So
let's be honest. Their losses against the Kings weren't because of Steward Skinner.
No, we're seeing a better collective defense with this team right now. The blue line, I think, all combinations we've seen, guys playing together in different forms, in different shapes, different pairings. The forwards, we've talked about the depth of this team. Team defense is so much better night and day since those first two games against the Kings that, again, with Steward Skinner, you're not expecting him to be great. It's great if he's great, but as long as he's good and the team is playing good, sound hockey in front of him, that's a recipe for success. It should be.
You know what? This is... I know this is simplifying it way too much as we break down series and stuff. Somebody says, what's the number one reason you think the Edmonton Oilers have beat the Florida Panthers? It's just because I don't think Connor McDavid would ever allow his team to lose another Stanley Cup Final. I know Florida's great. They're an amazing team. They've deserved to get here 3 times, even with some of the tax breaks they get. But I just don't see Connor McDavid and this group of guys that believe in their leader failing to accomplish their ultimate goal again. Now, I know it's simplifying it way too much, but Connor McDavid will refuse to lose. I honestly believe that's the key. Connor McDavid is going to be like, not tonight, Butch. Butch. Not tonight, Butch. I think that's what it is. I think Connor McDavid, here's the best part, is he doesn't have to drag this team to a championship.
No.
But he also won't allow them to lose the championship this time around. That's what I said the day after they lost the Stanley Cup last year. I said the next morning we were on the air. I said they're going to win the Cup next year because Connor McDavid will never allow this to happen again.
It's not
that I'm hanging the last year on him, but it's just I simplify it way too much. But Connor McDavid won't lose to the Florida Panthers again.
Too much.
I just don't see it.
You simplified too much.
Yeah, is that what I did
today, Butch?
Dean over in the chat says that's it, 100%. That's it, Dusty. Dr. Nutsy Dielson says, I agree, Dusty, but I thought the same, that there was no way Dry McDavid could claw back from a 3-goal deficit and lose in Game 7 last year. Yeah, but that was their first time being in a Game 7 in that situation.
Well, yeah.
And I'm taking Oilers in 6 this year. I don't even think it gets to 7. I think Connor McDavid is a bloody man on a mission, and he's got the support behind him that will be good enough to win the Stanley Cup this year. I apologize if I'm coming off as too much of a homer. I apologize
we are
if I'm simplifying it too much.
We're an Edmonton-based. You can't.
Yeah.
Nobody's here is taking the Panthers, even if you may think so. Nobody's going to say it.
Some people might say it.
You can't. You're not allowed.
I just want to make it be clear. I've not told anybody they can't pick the Panthers as the boss at this place.
No, but it's assumed fact.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to do that. The Battle of the Black Arts by the Wiley vets Perry and Marchand will be something to watch that comes in from Hampton.
Oh,
Steve.
man.
That will be...
Jeez,
I tell you, man. That's a different...
I've been so focused on like Kachuk versus this guy or Kachuk versus this. I haven't even thought about the Black Arts of Perry and Marchand.
Oh, yeah, man.
A story within the story here on the morning of a gentleman's sweep show.
It will be the darkest of arts.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Cup final. When you talk about some of the names in
I wouldn't
play.
be surprised if one of those guys casts a spell on the other guy.
Sure, why not?
That could be something that we would be looking at. All right, we're going to get to Sobeys Safeway Liquor Beer of the week. We are 46 legs away from changing 1,600. The record is 1727. Trev, you think we got a record in us today?
Hey, Matt.
Of course, yes.
Of course he does.
I do think the record will be well on its way.
It's exactly what a supporter of a gentleman's show would say.
Yes.
How's that dot in your mouth?
The dot is splendid.
No, that's good.
I've got one for Hernan after the show.
Oh,
yes.
You and Hernan are going to go outside and have a cigarette together with Victor from the Russian spa downstairs.
A gentleman's club in its own.
Like any good gentleman would do, yes.
Make sure you throw the butts onto the AstroTurf as Victor does as well.
It's
As per tradition.
It's surprising he does that, but
As
yes,
per
I
tradition,
will.
yes. All right. Do you have the music for Beer of the Week?
Of course.
I should put my pants on if I'm.
Actually, you probably should put on your pants. We do have visitors here. Okay, we're gonna gather up these beers, and we'll be diving into them right away. It's Beer of the Week. Vacay Brew Co. Andrew's gonna join us. He's waiting. He's gonna join us right away. Let's get our glasses. Let's get the beers. We'll get set up. Give us 60 seconds. All right, 8:45 with the Nielson Show, brought to you by South Fort Chevrolet. Drive a little, save a lot at South Fort Chevrolet. www.southfortchev.com. If you were watching on YouTube today, we are almost to 1,600. Let's go. If you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart and want to be part of a record-setting morning, slide on over, smash that thumbs up for us, and sub to the channel if you haven't already. The wrap is still to come. We got to get cruising here. We got about 15 minutes left in the show. We got a bunch of beers to dive into today. Let's bring in Andrew Gass from Vacay Brew Co. He joins us. Andrew, how you doing this morning, man?
Excellent, fellas. How you guys doing today?
We are doing just fine. Where are you guys located?
We're in the Curry Barracks, so like the old Army barracks here in just outside of downtown in Southwest Calgary.
Oh, okay. And how long have you guys been going? Give us a little bit of a history here.
We've been in the market since like December 2021. Our spot, we're probably been in our spot now just over 2 years, so we're kind of newish, but now kind of getting into more into the mainstream.
How many beers have you guys rolled out since 2021?
Oh man, I would think like maybe 15.
Really?
Yeah.
Not bad. Not bad. What's the goal? How many do you want to get to? Like 15 is a very reasonable number, is it not? Like 15 will keep you busy.
I think so. I mean, we're doing a couple of few beers a year that are brand new, and then kind of sticking with the cores. We make beers for people, like proprietary beers as well. So, we're doing all kinds of different things, but I don't know. My goal would be to never stop making them, right? Just do it forever.
just keep churning them out. Well, you continue to have success. That's certainly something that you could end up doing.
We got half the arsenal here.
Yeah,
this morning.
I was going to say we got a bunch of them. So let's do. We got time for about 4. So let's dive into. Should we start with the Pocket Rocket? Is that the beer of the week at Sobeys?
That is the beer of the week. Yeah,
is that a good one to start with? You think?
I would think not, because it's a big dog. It's like a 7.5% double IPA. I mean, you want to wake up in the morning and get her going, then let's do that one.
Well, I mean, we've already drank a bottle and a half of wine on the show this morning.
For us.
So
yeah.
You're okay. We're in the middle of a gentleman's show because the Oilers with the gentleman sweep over the Stars. So let's do it. Let's dive in.
Let's just
dive in. And we've already had a bunch of wine this morning. So let's just
feeling good.
Let's get into it. Tell us about the Pocket Rocket here, buddy. A double IPA. My goodness.
So we want to do something super fun with our beers. We love to have a good time, and just being a double IPA, doing something super boring just really isn't in the cards. We want to do something really cool. So we do some nostalgic things with our beers too. This one we put in 10 kilograms of rocket candies, like the ones that are you get on Halloween.
No way. Are you serious? Those are my favorite. Like when my kids like Halloween. They always just give me those because they hear, Daddy, we know you love rockets. Oh, that's incredible.
So yeah, we picked up a million of those things and
it's on the
shoved them in
can.
the mash, shoved them in the boil, and then obviously there's Belgian candy sugar in there to help sort of lift those those sweet flavors, and then there's also some hop terpenes, which basically emulate kind of different fruit and candy flavors without it being overly hoppy. But yeah, there's a good healthy dose of dry hop in there, about 10 kilos. It doesn't taste like it's 7.5%. Like if you're having a sip right now, you're just going to get super hazy, super rich, a little bit sweet, but not meant to be sweet. And then, if you're on the nose, if you're smelling it, you definitely get some like candy-esque, some dankness to it, some cotton candy, some citrus in there as well. So yeah, it's really got like a depth of flavor and some really cool aromas in there. And then, on the palate.
Let's cheers to a gentleman sweep.
Gentleman sweep show. Cheers, fellas. Yep. On the palate, an IPA, can be blow your mind, super hoppy and kind of bitter. We don't like to do that. We want something that's super drinkable for everybody. So,
it's not really bitter at all.
No,
the general public might be scared away by like a double IPA. But when you drink this, you're definitely going to be like, okay, yeah, there's a lot in there that I could get into, right? There's some sweet flavors. There's some incredible aromas of the candy and stuff. And then when you taste it, it's not overly boozy. Like it doesn't taste like 7.5%.
It doesn't look scary, like with the rocket.
It looks like it's one of the funnest looking beers I've ever seen.
Yeah. A whimsical beverage.
So I have to know, and then we want to try a few more of these, but who love it? Like, where did the idea to take all those rockets? Like, who loves rockets that was like, this is an idea for a beer?
Honestly, we're a bit of a collaborative here. So, I've definitely got the, creative brain, but I'll put out a harebrained idea to the fellas, my brewer, Mark, my business partner, Brad, and, I'll put out a crazy idea and they're, either tell me to go fly a kite or something that's like, okay, yeah, we could get into that. And I was like, we wanted to initially do like a Halloween beer, but then everyone's doing pumpkin this and pumpkin that, and I was like, that's not what people are into right now. And then we got the idea for sort of the pocket rocket, and then it was our anniversary, so I wanted to do like a big bad beer that we hadn't done before, like double IPA, higher alcohol, for our birthday. And so we launched it thinking it was going to be a seasonal, and then everybody was like, "Are you kidding me? This beer is unbelievable! Like you guys got to keep making this beer." So here we are, like a year later, and we haven't stopped making it. So
yeah, and this one is the beer of the week. A 4-pack is $14.99 at Sobeys.
Which is an absolute smoking deal for a double IPA, like ridiculous.
Yeah. That's a killer deal right now. So this would be great for the weekend. So all right, I'm seeing a Tangerine Speedo, Hoptopus. I'm probably saying that wrong. The Weekender, Kona Crush. Where do you want us to go next?
Let's get into, we'll go backwards because we started with such a big beer. So let's go Tangerine Speedo. That's our flagship beer. That's the most popular beer we make.
This is the one,
we ever made. Our very first recipe, first beer we ever launched, and definitely the top-selling beer in our entire repertoire.
Hell of a name.
Yeah, I was going to say, for a Tangerine beer to be, like, that's pretty impressive for you guys then, for this one to be your biggest one.
Yeah, like, at the time it was launched, New England IPAs were super hot. They haven't really gone away in popularity. But they were definitely the absolute killer beer of of all the styles going on in the world. And this beer has no tangerine in it whatsoever. So it's all hop emulated flavors, right? We're getting all the flavors from like the Mandarina Bavaria, the Sabro hops. So you're getting some tropical vibes, a little bit of coconut, a little bit of pineapple, kind of going on there, but it's all derived from the hops, and it's an amazing citrus burst on the nose. Like you're not going to get, it's going to be like an explosion of citrus on the nose. And so you would swear there was fresh tangerines, squeezed in there, but there's not.
All right. Well, cheers to an upcoming Stanley Cup final. Hey, let's do it. 126 likes away from setting our all-time show record too. So hammer that thumbs up.
Ooh.
Oh, man.
It's a bit of a party in there.
Oh, there is a lot going on with this beer, isn't there? God.
Yeah, it wakes you up for sure.
Like it hits the back of your tongue. Like, you're like, oh, and then boom, it kicks you right in the mouth.
And once again, for 5.8%, it's not going to blow your doors off. It's not going to make you think like, holy shit, that's got too much going on as far as flavors go or as far as booziness. So it's definitely approachable, and people love the fun, the fun can, the fun label.
Very welcoming, yeah.
A lot of jokes made about Speedos and
Don't worry, we got a guy who works with us that basically wears shorts or as short as Speedos every single day.
So would love
the last thing you want to see is me in a Speedo, right? So
yeah. Well, you're wearing the short shorts again today, Tommy. My God. God, you're ridiculous.
Oops,
Okay,
I dropped something.
let's do one more. We got Kona Crush Weekender. Which one? What do you want to see? Oh, what's this one? We got a couple more here. What's this one? Flow Rider. We've got that one. Where do you want to go?
Let's go into Flow Rida.
Okay.
Flow Rida is a much lower alcohol beer, so it's 3.8%. It's made in our French oak foeder, which is like a gigantic wine barrel that you guys have already had your wine this morning.
Yeah.
So it's fermented open fermentation, so it's not closed. It's an open vessel, so you get a lot of the oak flavors. The wine barrel was previously used for making like Pinot Noirs and Syrahs in California,
no way.
and we bought the barrel, and so.
Does that linger in a bit? Does that linger in a little bit as you
100%.
do it? Okay.
That wood will hold those tannins and those flavors forever, right? So it's just in there. But it's passion fruit peach, and it's been an unbelievable beer for us in that it really kind of appeals to like every crowd. It's kind of got some cider-esque, some wine-esque notes to it. Females seem to love it. Guys love it. It's just a lighter option, and it is a sour beer. It's a Berliner Weiss.
Oh.
So it's a German wheat beer that's a little bit on the tart side.
You say a Berliner Weiss?
Berliner Weiss, yep.
Man, we've been doing beer of the week for over
Never
a
heard that
decade. I've
terminology.
never heard the term Berliner Weiss, so that's kind of neat. All right, well,
It's like a 200-year-old style from Germany that's been revived, and they used to pour cordial in it and feed it to their children back in the day. So it's a beer that's been around for forever and a dog's age.
Okay, you got to say what you just said again. I got to pay more attention to what you
kids.
just said about the kids. What's going on here?
So in Berlin was where it was founded, where it was made. It was basically like a family-made beer that families used to just make on their own. And they would dumb this beer down with a little bit of cordial, like some sweet currant syrup or something along those lines. And you can still have the beer served that way with a little sidecar of cordial and a Berliner Weiss in Berlin. And it's just a really nice sort of afternoon treat, lunchtime kind of beer, lower alcohol. So yeah, it's really enjoyable.
Well, it's afternoon for us, so let's cheers to this one. Learning something new on the show every day.
Absolute.
Cheers. Here we go. Oh my goodness!
Whoa!
That one, the flavor hits you while it's like it's coming in your mouth.
Yeah.
It's just like boom, right there, right away. That's amazing.
So
what is that initial flavor that gets in there?
Yeah, the very first one. Like, what's that first thing that hits you?
You're definitely going to get the passion fruit because it's definitely a bit more of like punch in the face kind of flavor.
Yeah.
Wow.
The peach is, that peach is kind of like that smooth backbone. And then you get the funkiness from that open air fermentation that is a little bit of funk going on in there. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
All right. One more time. Where can people find you? What's the website and stuff?
So vaquebrew.co. You can find all the information about us on our website. Pop into the brewery, hang out with us. We'll give you a tour. Come and sample our beers, or stop in at Sobeys and pick up any one of the lineup here for a great price.
Yeah, and of course, the Pocket Rocket is the one that's on special at Sobeys right now for $14.99. Andrew, thanks a lot for popping on, man. We appreciate it.
Cheers, fellas.
All right, there you go. That is Andrew Gass from Vacay Brew Co. And Mike,
these are fun beers.
This would be, if you like craft beer and you like beers with flavor, this would be a fun, if you can pick up a couple of these.
Yeah.
That one, the Flow Rida. I don't know if I've ever had a beer it's like the full explosion. It was.
Yeah.
I gotta try
that rocket one is. That's where
it smells like the candy rockets, which
in a very welcoming can too, like with the rockets on there, pucker. The font's great and everything is.
I don't want to say I was not very cool in high school, but I remember in high school, you could get like a little tin of mints.
Yes.
I bought one of those tins of mints and I poured them all out and I put a bunch of rockets in it.
Yeah.
And I take it to high school with me and I just have rockets throughout the day. So when he said that, my mind was blown away. I love those things.
I used those as my prop when I was Charles Manson for Halloween that one year. Remember that?
You?
And I was handing rockets out to people at the Howler.
To simulating killing people.
It was supposed to be a drug.
Yeah. For a suicide.
Well, to assist me in my mini.
Is that how it worked?
Hollywood murders.
Trev, what'd you think of those beers, buddy?
It was a tremendous brew. Very, very good. Yes.
You have to respect a man who sticks to the bits all so long. Bring yourself on screen there,
Yes.
Trev.
Yeah, smoke.
We get into the grand finale. Trev, could you update us on our record search today?
Yes, let me give a quick refresh on the page here.
Earlier in the show, we were hunting foxes. Now in the show, we're hunting a record.
We must be sniffing around it.
100 likes shy from the record.
We're exactly 100 likes away. Ooh, that's gonna be tight.
99.
Do we have it in us? Do we have it in us? If you are watching on YouTube today and you're saving your like for a special time, now would be that time. Hammer it over. That's on YouTube, or if you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart at edmontonsportstalk.com, your chaps here would love to set another record. We set a record earlier, the first 1,000 likes,
of course,
by 720, a new record. And why not make it a double record day?
Yes, and perhaps even a triple for the viewership.
A triple? Oh, that's a very good point.
Smashing Iwanics will do it.
Enough of a the last thing we want is a Warnock to hold this over our head for not hitting a record. So hammer the thumbs up over on YouTube this morning, and let's get to that 1728, which would be a new record for us. Let's get into the grand finale here. Oh, the rap, I guess. Man, grand finale, that's throwing it back. I just went back in time 2 years.
You time traveled, yes.
What the heck? I did. I time traveled. According to my watch, it is still the year 2025.
By Jove.
That would be correct, yes.
Yes. All right, what did we learn on the rap today? The rap, of course, for our fine folks. Bruce, actually, from William Huff, a right jolly old chap. He texted me yesterday eve, and he says, I'm very much looking forward to 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. After 14 minutes of songs, it'll be a splendid show.
It would be remiss to mention that Bruce also is a gentleman in the question during 3 questions too many today. One of the many gentlemen that we know is Bruce Simpson from William Huff.
Well,
he's a gentleman.
I would describe Bruce from William Huff as a gentleman of gentlemen.
Einstein.
A gentleman's gentleman.
You could own a club.
I do say.
Yes.
All right, what did we learn on today's show, gentlemen? Did we learn anything on the show today? Is there anything knowledgeable?
Yes.
On the show today?
I got you one. The Buffalo Sabres.
Ooh.
Have hired.
Oh, God.
Take a guess at the name.
Okay, let me guess.
What's the position?
Can you give... Do you say what position?
What's the position?
It's a coach.
They're hiring a coach.
It's a front office hiring.
Well, it could have been a general manager.
Is it a general manager or is it a coach?
Well, a former general manager.
Is he the new general manager, though?
No.
So he's the coach?
The Buffalo Sabres have hired...
the initials.
J.K.
J.K. J.K., you say?
Have I stumped you?
J.K.
Have I stumped the swab?
Where did he work previously?
Columbus, Ohio.
Columbus, Ohio. Oh, Jarmo Kekalainen.
Jarmo Kekalainen has been hired on as a senior advisor to the Buffalo Sabres.
What a wonderful idea. Jarmo Kekalainen can now lead the Buffalo Sabres to the same 10 years of disappointment that he led the Blue Jackets.
Not leading, advising.
Oh, advising. Oh, so they'll only suck a little bit.
Advising Kevin Adams. Jarmo Kekalainen will be advising Kevin Adams on building the Buffalo Sabres.
Oh, I have to say, that's the suckiest bunch of sucks that ever sucked. Oh, careful, my damn wiener kids are listening. Wow.
Yeah.
That's the most Buffalo thing of all time.
It's one of the most hockey things of all time.
My God, find somebody new. That's ridiculous.
I second that. Yes.
Thank you, Trev. We are now just a mere 60-some likes away from breaking the all-time record. Let's get into our sound of the day today. It's a new track we put together for mornings just like this. Mornings just like these. We like to call it the Goodnight Dallas Stars Gentleman's Sweep song. We think you'll enjoy it. We do enjoy it. It's a little bit of a, as Trev said earlier today, an earworm.
Yes.
And then I once had a friend who had a worm in his ear. And then what did you say, good chap?
I knew a gentleman that had a moth flying to his ear.
A moth in his ear, if you can believe it.
Had to get it flushed out.
Oh, flushed it out. With water?
Yes.
My God. Here's the song. Here's your sound of the day.
Good night, Dallas Stars. Congrats on going this far. It just wasn't meant to be. We say thanks for the gentleman's sweep. A gentleman's sweep is so fine. They should do it all the time. Pour me a glass of wine. A gentleman is so refined. We tip our hats and give you thanks, because 4 times you did get spanked. Sweeping like a gentleman is all you need.
Trev, you're sweeping like a gentleman.
Unless, of course, your name is Reed. Off to the cup, it is so sweet. Thanks again for the gentleman's sweep. A gentleman's sweep is so fine. They should do it all the time. wine. A gentleman is so refined. A gentleman's sweep is so fine. They should do it all the time. Pour me a glass of wine. A gentleman is so refined. We tip our hats and give you thanks, because 4 times you did get spanked. We tip our hats and give you thanks, because 4 times you did get spanked.
Come on, that's a banger. That AI, man. I'm sorry. We're going to be playing that for the next 3 weeks. We'll be playing that one forever. Forever, I tell you.
They're putting us out of business.
Forever, good sir. I'd like to tip my hat and thanks, because 4 times you did get spanked. You know what I was just thinking, young Trev?
The 727 that was our record would have been likes even after the show the rest of the day, would it not have been?
I muted myself. Yes, there's a good chance we will reach the record.
I have a
after the
feeling
show.
that even though we're not at 1,700 by the end of the show, we will certainly surpass 1727 for everybody watching later on.
Might even get to 18.
I believe we eclipsed 1,600 at the end of that show.
Yeah, and we're almost at 1,700 today. So
there's a
another
good chance.
mighty fine record-setting show, everybody. Let's get to your text of the day today. Comes in from Colin the Amishman. Colin the Amishman today will be winning a gift certificate to A&W. Get only the finest of steakhouse teen burgers. From bun to bun, it's loaded with steakhouse flavors unlike any you've ever seen before. Bacon jam that's sweet and smoky. Peppercorn aioli that's creamy and savory. Taste the Steakhouse Teen Burger for limited time at A&W. Canada's original burger chain since 1956. The cushions. I'm hit. Tammy, my cushions.
Outstanding.
That's a fun bit this week.
Outstanding.
That was a fun bit this week. All right, what are we watching tonight, boys? What do we got?
Elks Lions.
Yeah, actually, I'm looking
Rourke
forward
will
to
be
that.
playing. No, none of his weapons though. Apparently, will be
really,
which will be interesting.
The Elks. I was looking at the Elks starting lineup.
Preseason football, man. I just you're not going to. It's for the coaches, and it's for your
At least we're going to see starters
observe
tonight.
and die, and but
like if you look at what the Elks are starting on offense,
no injuries.
Ford at quarterback, Rankin at running back, Gittins, Dunbar, Smith, Julian Grant, and Mathis. Maybe he does stick around on my team after I drafted him. He's the wideout. So you've got that. Mind you,
Stingers
Alexander
as well.
Hollins isn't playing.
Stingers at home against the 3-0 Vancouver Bandits. The game you can hear live right here on EST.
Yeah, we suggest you get down to the game.
Sure, but
if you can't, we will have that for you right here
We got you
because we are your clear choice for Edmonton sports. All right, fun show today, boys. A splendid time. Trev, mighty fine job with the pouring and the producing. You truly are a fine bartender. That
thank you.
If you ever need to pick up extra work on the side, I no doubt in my mind you can find it.
Well, that means a lot coming from you, Sir Nielsen. Thank you, boys. It was one hell of a show, and yes, time will tell when we meet again.
Shall we have a rousing game of Prison Rules 21, Trev? Let's see you.
Well, it's a gentleman's show. Gentlemen don't play
that's right.
rules.
We play a
That's what
gentleman's
we figured
game.
out last time.
Erica, glorious show today. What's
yeah.
that? What's that? Let's check the. Oh, it's time to go. It's time to go. I'll be back with the lock shop at 11 o'clock this morning. Until then, we bid you we bid you adieu.
We tip our hats to you. As the song would say.
All right, take it easy, everybody. See you later.